yes. Welcome to the Gov Shack on a very special day. It is Tuesday, a little bit past 7 p.m. on the East Coast. And I know usually Gov Shack is on Monday and usually it's at 8 o'clock. However, there is one temporary change and one permanent change. The temporary change is today's Tuesday. Why? Because my amazing, maybe I'm exaggerating with that, Governor, Her Majesty, Queen Kathy, the first of her name, worshiper of the jab, destroyer of businesses, banisher of conservatives. She has given us the state of our state today, and I had to chat about it. And I had to do the hard work for you to make sure I could tell you about it. And it'll be fun. It's a modified Tuesdays with Kathy. See that? It's a modified one. I had to do it today. So that's why it's Tuesday and not Monday. But the permanent change is it will now be going at 7. Some of you complained a bit about the 8 p.m. start. And you were kind of right. So I said, you know what? You're right. So we're going to 7 p.m. even for Gov Shack. That is the time from now on. Now, I know that you are going to enjoy this because all the Tuesdays with Kathy are always enjoyable. So since I know you will enjoy it already, do me a favor, click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. Do it now. Do it now so that other people can see it and they can jump on board. If you have not shared or reposted this in something like a Facebook page or on Twitter or someplace else, why do you hate the children? Don't hate the children. Do it and show the world you don't hate the children by sharing it. And of course, make sure you have somehow click one of those buttons, subscribe or follow or whatever the channel or page you are watching this. It does matter. And lastly, this is still a fundraiser. I am still running for governor of New York. That is still true. I am still running for governor of New York. So if you want to, you can always support me. LarrySharpe.com/donate. With that in mind, some of you may have seen, so let me show you in case you have not seen, the recent poll that came out. Yes, indeed. Zogby race, I am polling at 8 motivating percent. You might go, Larry, 8%, is that good? That's amazing. I'm an independent, polling at 8%. Is that insane? Please tell me one other independent who could possibly make those numbers happen. No one who'd run. No one who'd run. So yes, pretty damn amazing. Very good. This is the second poll where I came out at 8%, which means it's 8%. That's strong. And we're still 11 months left. We are rocking and rolling. This is where I want to be. And we'll see in a couple of months. I will be even further. So for those of you who are supporting me, it's working. Those of you who are helping me, it's working. Please don't stop. I'm not going to stop. You don't stop. It does matter. I'm not going to stop. You don't stop. Please make sure that's true. So, yes. All right. Let me, if I could then, take a couple of seconds and punish you a little bit. I'm not punish, kind of punish, but I'll make it fun. I always do, so that we can show you what she has been saying and what she did say earlier today. This was today, by the way.
Well, welcome. And I want to, what do you think of that marching band from Syracuse University?
That was a good band.
Get that in. Go Orange. But I also want to thank them for being one of the best marching bands in the entire country.
Here's what she will always do. By the way, I tell you this all the time. Number one, she will always use the phrase. This is a recent phrase for her, maybe the past 3 years. She's been governor for 5 years. Don't forget, everything she says, she's been governor for 5 years already. So like this is her first one, 5 years. And this happening now is hers. First year, it wasn't. First year, whatever she had was actually Cuomo's. That was 4 years ago. So you've been governor for 4 years. You own this, whatever this is. That's how that game is played. And it's accurate too. First thing she'll do is she will always use the phrase countless. The word countless. Countless to her means many. That's how she uses the word countless. She'll always try to outpour people because she was poor from Buffalo and starving to death all the time she was, even though both her and her husband are super wealthy now. But that's fine. She will always validate government. And a new thing she does all the time, which, by the way, is brilliant. This part's very good. She will always validate or support in somehow Mom Donnie. Why would she do this? She has literally handicapped Delgado. For those who don't know, Delgado is her lieutenant governor who turned on her. He thought, I'll stab her in the back because she's weak, is what he thought. That didn't go as planned at all. Delgado's campaign is not taking fire at all. He's in serious trouble. He might as well just drop out. I mean, he probably won't. What are you going to do now? He's still trying to raise money or something, but he's in trouble now. And he thought, well, I'll get the Mamdani people because she hates Mamdani and they'll come on my side. Not working. Not working at all. Hochul went, oh, I have to now go more like left now? Guess I'm left. As I've told you all before, Hochul is not a Marxist or a socialist or whatever. She's a Hochulist. She will be whatever it takes to get where she wants to go. So Mamdani looks good now. She's a Mamdaniist. Doesn't matter. She's whatever it takes. And if he loses faith or whatever, or people don't like him anymore, and Curtis Lee she'll be a Sliwaist, whatever. She'll be a whateverist. That's who she is. And she'll prove it to us today.
Not just me, but everyone else is saying that as well. But also, we have a lot to accomplish here today. And I want to, first of all, recognize and acknowledge the leader of the Senate.
Of course, I have to always make sure that I kiss the butt of the government to make sure I do it always, because validating government. They are the leaders. You people are nothing.
Andrea Stewart Cousins.
See that?
And Assembly Speaker Carl Heastie.
Now, he actually had his phone on because he wasn't paying attention to her. He put that away because, oh, I know the camera's coming to me now. Put my phone away.
Two
he actually doesn't care about her at all.
Extraordinary leaders. I consider incredible partners as we chart the path forward.
And partners in Wrecking the State. Well done.
Let's also give a round of applause for our protector, our Attorney General, Tish James.
Our protector. What would we do without Tish James? What would we do? I would be shaking in my boots, scared.
The keeper of the coffers, our controller, Tom DiNapoli, did a great job.
The controller, who has been saying for sure.
And all the way from Buffalo, one of the Buffalo Bills' biggest fans is our Assembly Majority Leader, Crystal Peoples-Stokes.
Yeah, we are still in debt.
Senate
even more.
Minority Leader Rob Ort.
There we
Assembly
go.
Minority Leader Will Barkley.
See, let's give a little bit out to the other guys.
The judges of the Court of Appeals.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
The mayor of New York City, Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
Bingo! What other mayor will you pay attention to now? Besides Mamdani.
And mayors and county executives from all across the state.
And the rest of you chumps, right?
Thank you for coming here today.
And the rest of you chumps. Whatever.
We have representatives from labor and many other distinguished guests. Let's hear it for labor.
Yeah.
Members of my incredible cabinet, led by Secretary Karen Persicilli-Keough, Catherine Garcia, the head of state operations, and the entire executive team.
What you guys didn't see before is prior to this, she had some other people speak. Every one of them was a woman. What she always does, but I'm not talking about now, but what she always does is she always plays the woman card. Now, again, I want to be very clear. There are times when you should play the woman card. There are times when it does matter, right? But she does it always. She always plays the woman card. So prior to this, there were about 4 people who spoke. Everyone's a woman. Her leadership, she mentions, only the women. 2 women and whatever. Now, again, not mad she's women. Women are fine. I don't have a problem with that. But why is there always only women? And why does she always play the woman card? It drives me crazy.
And I'm very proud to acknowledge New York's first gentleman, my husband, Bill Hochul.
The first gentleman. Had to rub that in too.
Today, on this 13th day of 2026.
Tell me.
We'll embark on a journey together.
Oh, together we're going.
A State of a State address is a chance to look into the future.
Yes. It's a chance to tell us what's good and what's bad, and then how we're going to fix it, right? Be proud of what you've achieved. It makes sense. I agree with that. Go ahead.
But this address actually calls us to do something much bigger than this moment.
It kind of does, because the state's garbage. So yeah.
The origins of our nation founded 250 years ago.
And we're going back
and
then.
How that history shapes where we are and where we must go from here.
Okay, just read the stuff up there. Read the stuff. It's right there. Those 2 things. That's where you're just read. Oh, anyway.
That's the tone I want to talk about. That's that incredible history that defines us as a country.
Because our future ain't looking good. So let's talk about history. That makes sense. I'm with you. We're in trouble. So let's talk about what used to happen. Okay.
Because from the very beginning.
Yeah. What happened?
New Yorkers have always been a rather rebellious lot.
I guess. Okay.
willing to take on forces larger than ourselves in the cause of liberty and freedom.
I guess I'm not trying to be a knucklehead here, but I guess, yeah, okay.
It's that resilience, that strength, that spirit, that willingness to fight for a better future that was born in secret meetings in the taverns of Albany and New York City, charting a path forward under the weight of an oppressive power.
You know that a bunch of us can't pay our rent. Like, are you aware of that? I like the history lesson. Nice, but we could go to like history.com or something to get that, maybe, right? Or maybe like Google that or YouTube it or something. Like, we're watching because we're saying my electric bill is $1,400. My kid can't read. Could you do that? Could you work on that one?
Sound familiar? It's not in here.
Okay, she thought a Trump joke would work on that one.
And later, with New York as our country's first capital, our bold revolutionary leaders became the governing leaders of a new nation filled with unlimited possibilities.
True. That's true. She's right. Okay.
Over my 4 years as your governor,
almost 5,
listening to your stories, feeling the pulse of this great state.
Okay, this is good. She's been feeling our pulse for 4 years. She just said so. She is going to be like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. She's been feeling our pulse. I felt it. Stop feeling me up. For like 4 years.
I have seen the same strength. The resilience. The optimism. That defined New Yorkers 250 years ago. And I shaped our agenda for 2026 and beyond. As I did that, I kept returning to conversations from everyday New Yorkers, from every corner of the state. She's
literally been speaking for what, 5 minutes here and said nothing.
Who refuse to back down on their dreams.
Okay, they're leaving the state in droves. What do you mean back down there? They're leaving the state. The people who are staying can't afford to leave or are so wealthy they don't care. What do you mean breaking their drink? She just made this up.
People like Teresa Durham.
See, they can't even clap. They're like, should we clap? This is a blatant lie. It's utterly false.
A Syracuse grandmother I was lucky enough to meet last May. Thanks to our housing policies, Teresa just fulfilled her lifelong dream of owning.
Now, let's be clear. She is proud that a woman in her 60s finally bought a house with government help. Did I just make that up? This is her. I'm winning. It took me 4 years to allow 60-year-old people to finally be able to own a house with government help. That's I'm proud of that. You should be ashamed of that. 20-something-year-olds used to buy houses when they got married. 30-something-year-olds used to buy houses when they got married. Now, and without government help. So now I'm proud because grandmas are buying houses in New York State with government help. Boy, we're killing it. Boy, New York State. Whoo!
A home.
Oh, clap for that, I guess. We suck.
People like Deborah Konigsberg, who owns a clothing boutique in the Flatiron District. Spent a lot of money there, Deborah. Her business, though, is getting hit so hard. From Trump's tariffs.
See, it was Trump that messed. See, business would be doing great here in New York because Trump's tariffs. Good. Nice maneuver. Trump's fault. Of course it is.
And somehow she's making it all work while still leading a nonprofit that supports homeless children and women.
See that?
And I think about young people like Josiah Morales, a 14-year-old who had the courage to seek help.
Okay. She decided to pick 2 older women and a young guy. Where's like the average New Yorker in there who's trying to pay their rent? Nowhere. Where's the average New Yorker out there who is just trying to get their life together? Nowhere.
When he was struggling with mental health. Today, he's out sharing his inspiring story, reminding his peers it's okay to accept a helping hand. So, thank you.
Yeah. I guess, is that good? I guess, yes. I
So
guess.
when I say your family is my...
I'm sorry. Hold on. Ronan says, of course she's proud of that, Larry. That sort of thing is precisely what validates her existence. Yes, but it's embarrassing, right? What she should be saying, I mean, she can't because it's not true. She'd be saying, and here is just some guy and gal who got together and decided to buy a house, and now they can all do it. That would make sense, but no.
Fight. These are the people I'm talking about. I carry
true.
their stories and those of countless others with me.
Countless.
Because I've lived my own version of them.
Growing up
in a cramped home outside of Buffalo.
She's so poor.
Sharing a drafty attic with a couple of brothers.
She's so poor.
Doing my homework late at night.
She gets
by
us.
a space heater after I get home at 11 o'clock from working the shift at the local pizzeria.
She gets me.
I actually make very good pizza. You should try it.
All her jokes
Not knowing
suck.
where my paths would lead, but I learned this.
What'd you learn?
When people work hard.
Yeah.
When someone has their back.
Yeah.
It can change the entire course of their life.
Okay, just read it. It's right there. I do this live with no notes. Yours is right. Read it. You can't read. Oh, you cannot read, can you? That's your problem. Okay.
And that is why I believe with my whole heart.
Tell me.
That government can and must be a force for good.
Government can and must be a force for good. Didn't Mom Donnie say something like that recently? Huh? Damn, she's a Mom Donnieist. Delgado, quit. You done, brother. You done. Pack it up. Pack it up. Pack it up. Done. Walk away. You got no shot. She just became a Mom Donnie. It's official. Sorry, guys. She thinks it should be a force for good. Okay, you've been governor for 4 years. What happened? Where's that force for good? Why are hundreds of thousands of people leaving every single year if it's so good? It can't be that good. I love that. Hold on. Phil says, I really liked Kathy in The Color Purple. She's a poor sharecropper. True, she was.
And over the last 4 years, we've proven it.
Okay, see, Bronner? When has government been a force for good? She just proved it. She said so. God. Okay, look, let me tell you when it's been a force for good, bro. You're wondering when you're saying Larry when. Come on, I'm going to tell you when. Okay. When I'm in charge of it. Done and done. Checkmate, liberal. Done. You are done, brother. I just got you. When I'm in charge of it. When I'm in charge of it, it's great for me. And when she's in charge of it, it's great for us when she's in charge of it. Remember, all this government's great when you're on this side of the gun. See, that's the thing. Problem, brother, you're not wrong side of the gun. Getting the right side of the gun, it's wonderful. It's the greatest thing around. Checkmate, liberal.
We took our state emerging from a crisis and powered a comeback that few thought was possible.
Okay, there's no comeback. That's not a thing. She's saying a comeback because this is the thing. She came in when we had the lockdowns. So yes, everyone has come back from the lockdowns in some way. The lockdowns were terrible. So yeah, that's not impressive. It's like, I was laying in bed asleep. Then I stood up. Look how amazing I am. I
Crime
guess.
is down. Crime is down in the places New Yorkers feel it the most.
Okay, crime is down from the lockdowns. True. From the lockdowns, it is. But that's not impressive.
It's on our streets and our subways. Our communities are safer than they've been in years.
2019, 2020. Yes. Lockdowns, yes.
We know people need a safe place to live.
True.
That's why working together with the legislature, we secure. Okay.
My question is, I get it. It's not wrong. People do need a safe place to live. True. Did you know that 4 years ago or 5 years ago almost, when you became governor? Did you know it then, or did you just figure that out with all those conversations you've been having? It took you 4 years of conversations to figure out, you know what people need? Freaking safe place to live. Nicely done, I guess. Okay, so tell me what you're going to do. Since you figured it out now.
The most significant housing deal in half a century. So young families can put down roots. And we expanded childcare.
Yeah, here we go. Mike has it. Homicides are up versus 2019. 2019, Mike, see? That's not lockdowns. Lockdowns are 2020, 2021. So she can be nice and vague and say that. So she's not lying. She's not. She's completely being disingenuous. You are correct. She's being totally disingenuous, but she's not lying compared to lockdowns. True. Crime is down compared to lockdown. So kind of a lie, but kind of not. So yeah.
The cost of insulin and launched the nation's very first paid parental leave program.
So we just spent more money and made it harder for businesses to do work. That's what we did. Okay, I guess that's good, I guess.
Lives.
That's how you change lives. She's not wrong. You change lives that way. You crush businesses and people's hopes and dreams are destroyed. True. That's how you crush homes and dreams. She's not wrong.
We also made historic investments in clean energy, chips manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, and creating.
None of that is true. No. What they didn't make advancements. What they did is they secured funds. That's an accurate statement. They did secure funds. They didn't make any advancements. She just made that up.
Tens of thousands of good paying jobs.
What?
And the impact is undeniable.
Okay. Here's the impact. The average salary of New Yorkers just last year went down. 2022 was the peak. Why? Because it was a shoot up from 2019. From 2019, salary shot up to 2022. 2022, the average salary has gone down. So the impact, true. The impact's correct. So average salary is going down.
Retail is surging. More college graduates are moving to New York than anywhere else in the entire country.
Okay, this also is disingenuous. Why? Here is why, to be clear, is that statement, again, all these statements are kind of true, but kind of not. And let me give you what I'm saying. More college graduates moving to New York. New York City. City, that's true. Of all the cities, more college graduates are moving to New York City compared to other cities. True. And the biggest thing is she's saying college graduates, not newly college graduates. That's not true. College graduates in general. Why? Because all the banks and finance people in New York City have said, come back to the office or we're going to fire you. I'm not making this up. Where are all the newer ones going? I can tell you where they're going. Florida, Texas, and North Carolina. That's where they're actually going to. You can do a simple Google search to find this out. She's not lying, but she makes you believe it's like, oh, the new, no. College graduates, period. Whether you have a college graduate, you graduated last year, last week, whatever. If you have a college degree and you're saying by sheer number of bodies, more are moving to New York City, not New York State, New York City than any other city. That's true. Accurate statement. How about new people who just got degrees? That's not true. In fact, they're leaving New York City. They're leaving New York State. They're not staying. They're going to North Carolina. Why? It's the lowest corporate tax in the entire nation. And of course, Florida and Texas. Why? No state income tax. That's where they're actually going. So did she lie? No. Was she disingenuous? 100% she was. 100% she
We're
was.
leading the nation in return to office.
Bingo, return to office. Yes, not by percentage, by sheer numbers. Because the banks have said, we're tired of paying all this real estate. You better come back or we're going to replace you with AI. And they went, I'll come back then. That's, again, true, but disingenuous.
From Babylon to Buffalo, New York is rising. So if you...
I'm going to say it again. The data looks like it's over 100,000 already have left New York State last year. We'll know for sure in a couple of months how much it actually is. I think it's more like 200,000 because it's been 200,000 to 300,000 now, 200,000 to 300,000 every year.
You're betting on the future. You need to bet on New York.
Okay. All right. I love that, which means for sure you're betting on me. Good. I like it. We're good.
If you're searching for talent, you will find it in New York.
She's not wrong with that. If you're searching for talent, you'll find it in New York, and then they'll move to wherever you are. Again, not a lie, disingenuous. We have good colleges. You'll find the talent in the college, and then they'll move to where you are in Texas or Tennessee.
If you're looking for the epicenter of culture and innovation and opportunity, it has always been will always remain New York.
Okay. Culture, yes. Opportunity, no. Now, if you remember what she said specifically, she said last year, and if you want to check it, I did a Tuesdays with Kathy with her last year when she did her State of the State. She had 3 things she mentioned. If you remember, I know because they were mine. Her people actually watch this show. I'm not joking. That's real. They watch this show. And they often copy my talking points and my ideas. In fact, she got a big one in this one. She did already. So she does it. And I get it. She doesn't know. She's just reading the thing. But her people actually do watch the show. And she had 3 things that I said. It was affordability, opportunity, and safety. She's ignored opportunity now because there's no opportunity. The problem with opportunities, you have to have a way to grow, a growth plan. She has no growth plan. She has a spending plan. And she had a spending plan last year. She's a spending plan again now.
My friends, I am so proud to stand before you and
always
say
proud.
The state of New York is strong.
And she gave no data to back that up. She didn't say it was strong. She said, I'm proud to say that it's strong. Is it strong? No. But I'm going to say it. So I'm going to say it's strong. And she did. She just said it's strong. It's not strong. There's no data to prove that it's strong because it's not. We are still in serious debt. People are leaving the state. We're a disaster. Over 50% of us on Medicaid or Medicare. So there's no strong. She's made that up. She's going to say it, though. She said it. Again, not lying.
And we're
okay.
just getting started.
Okay. Why are you getting started now? You've been the governor for 5 years. A little bit late.
But I need to level with you.
Oh, please do it.
This moment carries real threats from Donald
Trump. See that? See that, Mike? You thought it was her. It's not. It's Trump the whole time. He's the one wrecking things. Real threats. Trump wrecking the world. That's the problem. I can't pay my rent. Trump. My kid can't read. Trump. I can't get a firearm. Trump. My car broke down. Trump. My car insurance is $4,000 out. Trump. My health care. Trump. Dominic, perfect. Orange man, bad. Isn't Orange Man always bad? Like, isn't that always? You gotta always dabble that in. It's literally like a spice, right? So like, I had a little steak, a little salt, a little bit of Trump. There we go. All right. And then I said, it's a little Trump. Got to put it in every time. Orange Man is always bad. True. You're not wrong. You are not wrong at all.
Trump and his enablers in Congress.
His enablers in Congress.
Costs on everything from groceries to farm equipment.
See that? You was wondering why stuff was expensive. It's because Trump and his whatever people that he's got. That's it. See that? You guys thought it was her bad policies. No. It's Trump is the reason why you can't pay your rent. Damn you, Trump. You reckon everything.
Through these reckless tariffs.
I can't pay my rent because tariffs. Don't you know that when you put a tariff on something in China, your rent goes up?
Killing major infrastructure projects that put union members to work.
And that's the issue. Why is it only government projects that put union members to work? She's not wrong again, but why is that? Why is that? Why aren't union members just working in general? Here's why. Because no one builds in New York without government plans because you can't. She has made it so hard to build in New York that only government can build, which is why everything we build is garbage and takes 30 years. Because she's made it, not just her, that's unfair. She has made things worse and not fixed. Maybe that's a better way of doing it. I want to give her all the credit. A lot of it, but not all of it. You can't build anything. So only government. Why aren't large organizations walking in here and building things and asking for union labor? Because they're all sitting there they're all sucking on the teeth of the government. That's not healthy. That's not a way of growing. Of course, she has no growth plan. She has a spending plan. And this is exactly right. The best liars always use a grain of truth or lie by omission. Kathy does both. Accurate statement. Yes, 100%. So Andrew says, Parsi is Trump, those tariffs to get passed down. True, yes, but The rent was too damn high before the tariffs, Andrew, right? You're not wrong. Tariffs do affect this, true. But the rent was too damn high before the tariffs. It wasn't like, oh, my rent's, most people, the tariffs came into play last year, right? The effects were from last year and now to this year. Literally millions of people signed their leases before last year. So their rent is affected prior to the tariffs. So yes, right now, if you're saying they can't pay their rent because other things have gone up, it's true, but that's not because of her. That's not because that's only because of tariffs. She's like, it's just him. He's the bad guy. When did she say, and by the way, we have to fix this New York State thing? She didn't say that. As far as she's concerned, we're good to go. Only problem, Trump. That's it. Nothing else.
Tearing apart nursing immigrant mothers from their babies and calling it public safety.
See that? That's the problem. I can't pay my rent because Trump is tearing babies up. Whatever. Trump's doing the thing with the children, the babies. I watched him do it. He physically jumped out of a van. So a baby that was drinking milk from the mom, I said, grr, he did that. I saw Trump do that. She's not wrong. That happened.
And just last week, the world watched as
didn't happen.
An immigration operation in Minneapolis that never should have been there left a child without a mother.
See that?
And a community, and indeed a nation, shattered.
I'm shattered right now. We are shattered. She's right. So to be forward, this is the state of the state for New York State. And she's talking about a shooting in Minnesota with immigration. That's what she's talking about. Why? Because we have to virtue signal Orange Man bad. I'm not joking. She will always virtual signal, and she has to. That's kind of the thing she's do. So, of course, we have to add Orange Man bad. I'm going to go back and ask, what about the rent? And Chris said it. Way to channel Jim McMillan, the rent's too damn high. Jim McMillan, true. Yes. Absolutely true. Yes. 100%.
It's all part of an agenda that only makes our lives harder. But here's the thing about New Yorkers, we don't back down.
We don't back down, except when you lock us in our homes, force us to take a stick, tell us that we can't do stuff, don't let us have guns. Yeah, we kind of back down. We kind of back down. So yeah, we kind of back down. So yeah. Roy says, you know what Trump did? He sicked a bunch of untrained authoritarians of America. Surprise, the American got shot in the face repeatedly until she died. You're not wrong. And I warned people of this. You are correct, Roy. I warned people of this. When people were like, we got to get rid of all these people, I said, look, we don't have physically the time, the money, the training, the bodies, the planes, the trains, the automobiles. We don't have any of them to do this. And if you remember when this first came out, I said, you're guaranteed to have this kind of stuff happen. I brought this up, and exactly this happened. I am not surprised whatsoever this happened. I hate it, but I knew it would. I knew it would. And then they're virtually against each other now. The way this actually does work, Roy, and the way it could work is if local people, local cops coordinate with ICE to get bad guys. That could actually work. We saw it work in Memphis. But when either the ICE just goes in and takes anybody and isn't focusing on bad guys, or when they're all fighting back and forth, or the government doesn't even step in to help, this is what was going to guarantee, and it's not going to stop. This is what I hate, Roy. It's not going to stop. It's not. I wish it would. It's not. You are correct. So, anyway, you got me all up and anyway. Let me keep going.
We rise up. I mean, they tried to take away funding for our first responders.
Okay, why does the federal government have to have funding for first responders? This should be an embarrassment, right? This should be an embarrassment. We should be ashamed that we can't We can't deal with our first responders without federal funds? She should be ashamed of that, but she's proud of it.
In law enforcement, we made them restore it.
We made them. We told them. They owe that money that we take from the government that goes debt. We said you got to keep doing debt, and I'm proud of that. Or we could have made a situation to where we don't require that. Nope, take the money.
When they tried to kill congestion pricing,
yes,
we beat them back in court again and again.
So when we tried to, again, I did a whole video on this. When we tried to create a surveillance state that punishes individual working class drivers and they try to stop us, we said, no, we're going to make sure we do that. Yes, that's true. She's not wrong. When the federal government tried to protect the citizens from the local bullies won. She's proud of that.
But literally less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah, what happened?
The president made another threatening social media post.
Oh, he's see. Okay. She's been talking for 10 minutes. Where is her plan for growth? Nowhere. She's been talking for 10 minutes. How is my kid going to learn to read? Been talking for 10 minutes. How am I going to get my rent paid? Talking for 10 minutes. How am I going to stop my mom or my child from leaving the state the second they retire or the second that they graduate? Any of that? No. But just in case you're worried, Orange Man, oh, he's bad. The Orange Man is bad.
Mr. President, the message is still the same.
What is
it? We
will
not bow to a wannabe king, and the congestion pricing is staying on.
We will not bow to a king because we have a queen. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Queen Kathy has spoken. I have one queen. No need for a second monarch. And they're like clapping, like, wait a minute. Are we clapping for congestion pricing? Is that what we're clapping for? We're clapping, so, okay. They're clapping for surveillance and taxing people. Yeah, that'll teach them.
Yes, this is a real year of uncertainty driven by reckless federal policies. Washington's chaos is hitting our bottom line, but here's the good news.
Okay.
We built.
Am I lose something? See, this is great. She's like, this is good. Brana, the queen refuses to bow to the king. It's priceless. It's true. There is one monarch here. There is one monarch here and only one. Just get that straight, Brana. Get that straight.
Built the boat to withstand the storm.
Oh, they built the boat to withstand it.
Our money responsibly. And that means we can make transformative investments in our future.
So they can make transformative investments in the future. Haven't you been leader for 5 years? Roy says, we don't need a king. We have a queen. Will be a great campaign t-shirt. Team, you listening? Yes, there we go. Yep, absolutely.
Without raising taxes, without settling the next generation with mounds of debt, we can get this done.
She said without doing those things. Yet we're all in debt more than any place. We have highest taxes all over the place. What is she talking about? What?
4 years ago.
Tell me, what happened?
We laid out a bold vision.
Bold, it was bold.
And I took responsibility to deliver and make it real.
Did you know? Okay.
As we head into 2026, we are seeing the results. Clean hydropower for the first time flowing from Quebec to over 1 million homes in New York.
Highest energy costs, depending on where you are in a state in the country. So this is a 4-year plan. My 4-year plan is to make you suckers pay out the ying. My 4-year plan is so good. I had to stop ending. I had to end my idea of ending my ban on gas energy because my plan is working so well. So well.
New York City.
Yeah, they're like, should we clap for that one? Are we clapping?
Long stalled housing projects finally rising from the ground.
4 years later, starting to rise from the ground. You could have just ended zoning and you'd have a whole bunch of stuff built. I was talking about that 8 years ago.
A new stadium, bringing pride and investment to Western New York.
Okay, a new stadium. I get it. I understand why you want a new stadium. I do. And new stadiums are nice. She's not wrong. But we paid $800 million for that stadium. For the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills were not going to leave Western New York. That's not a thing. If anyone tells you that, that's a lie. If you go to Western New York, and I go many times, there are more Buffalo Bills flags than there are American flags in Western New York. When you walk around during this season, a greeting is "Go Bills." That is like saying good morning, hello. Like you walk up, people go, they go, "Go Bills, go Bills." That's how it is in Western New York. They're going nowhere. It's a 2 million metro person area. And all they do is buy Bills merchandise. That's all they do. The Bills were going nowhere. There is no way they'd have packed them and left. It would never happen. Even if she said, finance your own stadium, they'd be like, all right, we'll finance our own stadium. This would have raised prices. The stadium's packed all the time. Packed. Straight says it. There is nowhere else they would rather be. True. Andrew goes, true. Yes, I'm not making this up. For those of you who don't live in that area or don't visit, you may not know that, but this is 100% accurate. She's just made that up.
Go Bills.
There we go. There's the greeting. That's the greeting.
Now you're all allowed to say "Go Bills." Thank you. Okay. See, I'm trying to unite downstate and upstate. This is the best thing I've got, right?
Okay. If that's the best you got, we in trouble.
We also have the brand new Belmont Park carrying racing into the future. The World Cup, drawing soccer fans around the globe. They're coming here.
I guess we should. Is
the
that good?
Critical infrastructure is finally being.
Here's the problem. I'm not mad the World Cup's coming to New York. I'm not mad. But here's about every single thing she talks about. Every single thing, excuse me, is a short-term construction job. Everything is a short-term construction job. That's not how we grow this state. Sorry, that's not how we grow the state.
Rebuild from the Port Authority bus terminal.
Short-term job.
To our bridges and tunnels.
Short-term job.
To expanding the 2nd Avenue subway even. Took
15 years. I'm not exaggerating. 15 years to build the 2nd Avenue line.
And further. And the Interborough Express will connect Queens and Brooklyn like never before.
They have been working on the Interborough, which is the Jackie Robinson Parkway. They've been working on that, I'm not joking, for 20 years. Why are you proud of that? This is the shit you should be embarrassed by. You should be embarrassed by this.
It's all moving forward in 2026. Even the renovations at Penn Station that I got the president to finally focus on and pay for. Long dreamed about her.
Why? Why is he paying for it? Remember, I tell you all the time that in reality, we should be embarrassed that we can't pay for these things. In reality, her plan, you're going to say, well, what if things go wrong? What's her plan to fix things? I told you this before. Her plan literally is federal money. That's the plan. Well, Larry, stuff will fall apart. Yep. New York can't stop. True. What if we have a problem? We're going to collapse. Yes. What's her plan? Before it was Uncle Joe write me a check. Now it's Uncle Don write me a check. And then whoever wins next time will write me a check. Doesn't matter. Is it Uncle JD? Is it Uncle AOC? Whoever it is, that person. That's the plan. The plan is federal money. That's the plan. I wish it wasn't true, but it clearly is. So Dixie says, Bill's Mafia would have come out to build it for themselves for free. You're not lying. You're not lying. Absolutely true. Look, if people know the area, they love the Bills up here. Absolutely. Phil says, yeah, if Buffalo moved, they would lose billions of dollars of a built-in fan base. It is literally built in. Absolutely true. Yes. So, and Andrew says, I talk about the tragedy in Australia, but first, go Bills. Chuck Schumer. Yep. That's how it works here. For those of you who don't get it, none of this is made up.
A path forward. Also, families will get a little more breathing room with another minimum wage hike. Better pay.
another minimum wage hike. I'm going to go back to the same question I've asked. Again, same question I've asked. Where's the growth plan? This is what's happened. For those who don't know, the average salary of New York State families has gone down these last couple of years. It peaked at 2022, and then the average has gone down. And as the average goes down, there's a couple of things you could do. You could make more jobs so that there's less labor for the jobs, raising prices, raising salaries. That's one option. Or you can just raise minimum wage. And what will that do? It raises the floor. And that's the answer. So, yes, that's the hard part. It is terrible.
Family leave, a child tax credit up to $1,000 per child under the age of 4. And let me say this.
So $1,000 tax credit if the kid's under 4. People who are not doing well financially aren't paying much tax already. It's nice, I guess, but you could just have better jobs. I hate says, Mom Donnie wants it for $30. He does. And he may get it eventually. There'll probably be some plan to where it goes up, X amount of time over 5 years or whatever. It'll probably go there. It probably will go there.
We have the lowest middle class tax rates in 70 years.
Okay. The lowest tax rates in 70 years. True. Not the lowest taxes. Right? And the lowest middle class tax rate in years. She's very good how she says the thing, right? Like, I'm a great baseball player. You are? Yeah. I led the league in October in 9th inning doubles. I'm clearly a great baseball player. What? I led the league in October for 9th inning doubles. See? How great am I? You could be a wonderful or a terrible player with that stat. That stat means nothing. But it sounds cool, doesn't it? This is her right now. We have the lowest middle class tax rate in 70 years. Is that good? I sound good.
Let me repeat that. The lowest in 70 years.
I'll say it twice, and it must be important. It's great.
We
I said it 2
lifted
times.
a major burden that was on businesses by paying off billions of dollars in unemployment insurance debt.
So we wrote a check for unemployment. That saved them.
While increasing the benefits by 70%. Now
So again, her answer is, if I can't get good jobs for people, if I can't increase business, I'll just write the check myself. I'll just force people to pay more. That's it. I'll just force people to pay more. That's it.
This is a critical safety net for anyone who finds themselves out of work. Well, what else can we look forward to in 2026?
Tell me. I think you can look forward to Larry Sharpe being governor, but that's fine.
World-renowned companies are reinvigorating communities that were overlooked for too long.
World-renowned companies are going to come here and reinvigorate communities, you just said. That's happened exactly, if I count, and then there was that one, and then I add that. Oh, never. Ever. That's never happened in New York State. Not once. That's never happened. It's not a thing. They come sometimes, they do, but they don't reinvigorate. They come, suck us, drive the benefits, then they leave. That's happened a lot, like a lot. That's all the time. Remember Micron? Micron's going to come and save the world, she told us. This was announced 3 years ago. Micron was announced 3 years ago, and she took a victory lap. Oh, my God, Micron's doing everything. She was wearing Micron hats. It's all good to go. You know how many jobs Micron has created so far? Okay, hold on. If I have to count a couple of different places, if I add them all up to include, if I have to include like office jobs and also transportation jobs, 0, none, not one. Add them all up. 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0, that's 0. She was talking trash. 3 years ago, she was telling us how it's going to be so great. She promised, remember, it was a 40,000 jobs, something like that. She promised all those jobs. And now she's still saying it. Oh, so happy, this and that, and this and that, and this. I have an idea. If you go any place in New York State, even some of the most depressed areas, and there are some really depressed areas in New York State. If you've been around, you see it. You go to certain parts and center of town, and every other, if not sometimes 2 out of 3, of the buildings are abandoned or boarded up. I'm not making it up. I travel this state every year. I was just out last weekend. You drive by and you will see in the town center, boarded up, boarded up, boarded up. And then some place boarded up. Yeah. You know what you could do? You could support the people who are here. You could stop them from leaving. You could support the people who are here. Maybe I'm wrong. Adam says it. If you had a strong economy, you wouldn't have to increase minimum wage. Thank you, Adam. You are correct. If your job base are minimum wage jobs, you have to rethink your strategy. It's the minimum wage. Correct. You don't want lots of people in minimum wage. In the best case scenario, Adam, and Adam's correct here, you don't care about minimum wage in the best case scenario because there's so many good jobs at that minimum wage doesn't matter because everyone's moving up. That's my perfect world. The more we have to focus on minimum wage, the more broken our economy is. 100% true. But they don't understand that. See, their mindset is there's no way. Yeah, Mike says micron breaks around 2032 per micron December. No, I don't think this breaks ground. They break ground sooner. They start. I think that's correct. But I think they actually break ground early, right? I'm pretty sure they break ground probably this year or next year. They begin the process. They begin the process relatively new. They don't actually start what they said, though, I think, till like 2030 or something like that. But yeah, but they actually will break ground earlier. They will. So yeah, that's in. Oh my God.
Look what's coming. Micron in Onondaga County. Shovels in the ground. Now, not 3 years from now.
Okay. She says not 3 years from now. Why does she say that still 3 years from now? Because 3 years ago was when she promised it. That's a Freudian slip. Not 3 years from now. Well, because last time you talked about Micron, it was 3 years from now.
3 days from now, shovels are going in the ground. Micron is happening.
I see, Mike, it is starting soon, right? But you're right. It's not going to, they'll start digging now. Who knows when they'll be done? Who knows? Who knows? What they'll be done whenever they're done.
Fairlife in Monroe County, Chobani in Oneida County. These wins are the results of fights we took on. Okay.
I'm not mad at Chobani. I'm not. I'm glad they're here, and they're one of the places that's a relative success story here in New York State. That's true. That's true, right? That's fine. The issue here is there are literally hundreds of local dairy farms that could start their own craft yogurts, right? They could. We didn't help them start craft yogurts. We just brought in Chobani. So we basically gave Chobani a monopoly instead of allowing for a whole bunch of local people and local farmers. What are those local farmers? They got in trouble because now they're price takers. The federal government buys most of their milk versus price makers. Price takers are stuck. Whatever the government does, that's what they get, right? So they can't survive. So many of these farmers, if you don't have a gazillion freaking head of cattle, what winds up happening? Well, you have to get a job and your farm becomes a hobby. Or you got to put freaking solar farms on your land that you don't want to put on, but you got to. Or you got to put a windmill on your land. You don't want to, but you got to, or you lose your farm. Or you decide to not have animals anymore, and instead you decide, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm just going to become a Monsanto farm. So yes. First says, Shemai did start in New York State. It did, but they went away, if you know. They have facilities in other places. They left New York. They have another facility, 2 facilities, someplace else. It's Kentucky. Phil, do me some homework if you don't mind. Google that. They have facilities in like 2 other places. But they bribed them to keep the one here and to bring it back. But they actually have facilities in other places. They actually have more, if I'm not mistaken, they have more employees outside of New York State than they have inside the state now. I think that's true. So yes. I hate says we need more government to fix the problem. Too much government created. True. Absolutely true. Yes.
investments we made, and a future we chose together.
We chose together. She asked me. She was like, hey, Larry, let's choose this future together. Not what I chose.
And when I say together,
what do you say?
That means my great partners in state government.
That's what she means.
It also means the local leaders.
See, when she says we, see that little logo to the bottom side of her where it says we are New York? That we, that's not us. That we, that's her and her leaders. She wasn't joking. There we go. Oh, there we go. Phil says it. There we go. Idaho and Michigan. Yes. They have facilities all over. Thank you for that, Phil. Right. Yes. So they have it in Idaho and Michigan, and they're building a facility in Australia. There we go. They're leaving. Not just that they're leaving the state, they're leaving the nation. And she's like, I'm so proud of Giovanni. I'm glad they're here, Phil. But why are they building facilities all over the goddamn place? So, yeah.
Work around the clock, keeping our towns and our cities running. Let's hear from a few of them.
Oh, here we go.
We are New York.
We are New York.
We are New York.
We are New York.
Across the state, local leaders are.
Gotta put homeboy in. Gotta put. Delgado, you finished. Delgado, you finished. You should have had this guy in your pocket a long time ago. You messed up. Kathy took him. All game over.
Building opportunity.
Street by street.
Neighborhood by neighborhood.
Turning visions into results that people can see and feel.
If any of this bullshit is true, if any of it was, why are people leaving New York in droves? Why are they leaving New York? If any of this garbage is true, none of it is. If any of it was true, why are people leaving? Wouldn't it be, I can't wait to stay here. Oh my God, I can't wait to stay here. New York is so awesome. People be flocking here, but they're not. They're not. They're going to the States.
But none of us can do this alone.
And progress doesn't happen without
Leadership from the top.
Leaders like Governor Kathy Hochul.
Governor Kathy Hochul.
Since she took office in 2021,
Governor Hochul has delivered really unprecedented investments.
She has, and okay, this part, then I always tell you this. I will give Kathy Hochul credit where credit is due. I always try to, without question. So let me be forward. When it comes to giving out jobs, she's better than Cuomo. She is. Now, that's not good for us. That's good for them. Right? She gives out jobs like so tomorrow. She's the Oprah of jobs. You get a government contract. You get a government contract. You get a government contract. She's amazing at that. She's better than Cuomo at that. She is. So these guys are happy because they all get paid. Remember, every time Kathy Hochul does stuff and people get up and get happy, every time I tell you this, every time it's because they're getting a check. And one of the people just said, Governor Kathy Hochul, she's the best. Every one of them got a check from her. I'm not joking. Let me repeat that. Let someone tell me I'm lying. I dare you. Someone tell me I'm lying. Every one of them got a check. How's a check? For government jobs, contracts, government jobs, financing, grants. Every one of them got a check. So you give me a big check, I'm like, Kathy Hochul's the best. She's awesome. She's the best. How much did I get? How much did I get? I'm getting Kat. God, what I get? I get 100 million. You the best. Oh, there's nobody better than you. How about next year? Another 50 million? You the best. Vote Kathy. That's going to be what I'm going to say. Of course. Of course. Yes. Oh, Mike, that ad is a realist campaign ad during the state of the state. Yes, she had more than one of them. She had more than one of them, Mike. I wish it was just one. More than one. Is anyone saying anything? No. Why would they? This is why when she said, and here I have my judges of the appellate court. For those you don't know, in New York State, we're so stupid and backwards. Our Supreme Court is called the appellate court. Yes. The Supreme Court in New York State isn't called the Supreme Court. It's called the appellate court. You know what the average court is called in New York State? The Supreme Court. That's how stupid we are. I'm not making that up. That's actually true. So when she said the judges of the appellate court, that's the New York State Supreme Court. They're watching this, Mike, and like, yep, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Nothing will be done because she has them in her pocket too. So it doesn't matter. Does not matter at all. You are utterly correct. Andrew was with you. He says, that's what I was thinking, Mike. Yep. Free airtime, 100%. Phil says, do you have the grounds to sue her based on this? To what judge? What judge, Phil? I guess I do a federal, I guess. Because there's no judge in this state that will go against her. There's not a judge in this state that will go against her. Doesn't matter what she does. I wish I was joking. They're watching it. I'm not making it up. They're literally in the room right now, at this time, when this was playing. And they were like, this is a great idea. Great idea. So, yeah. You wonder why I get pissed off at judges, why I get triggered on our horrible judges in this state. Exhibit 245.
In our crime analysis centers.
Investing in law enforcement.
Oh, the crime analysis, investing. Now at least saying it. She gave me a check for the law enforcement. She gave me a check for this little center. She gave me a check and gave my buddy a good job. Yep.
She's helped small cities like Peekskill flourish.
She wrote us checks at 30. He got $230 million. This dude, you give me $230 million? Kathy Hochul's the best person in the world. Love me some Kathy Hochul.
$230 million hospital.
$3.2 million.
$3.2 million. I'd say she's good for $3.2 million.
To support 50 units of affordable housing.
Mike, how much you cost? How much it cost for you to say Kathy Hochul's good? How much it cost? Great leader at Kathy Hochul. How many millions you got? Yeah, I need for you. How about you, Phil? How many millions will you go? Kathy Hochul, she's great. 230. I'm gonna say she's great. It's true. You're saying, Larry, will you sell out? $200 million. I might sell out. Mike's like 50 million. Okay, Mike's cheaper than me. I would do 50 million too. I would. You're right, Mike. I would do 50 million. I would happily take 230, but 50 million, I'd sell out. Me and you, Mike. We'll see if she can get us $100 million. We'll go be her surrogates in the press. You'll know that we sold out. When me and Mike are rolling around in our Rolls Royces, you're like, damn, those guys sold out. We did. 50 million each.
$10 million more for economic development.
See, he's cheap, Mike. He's off at 10 million. That's a chump right there. 10 million?
Project creating jobs in Western New York.
The single largest economic development investment in our county's history.
$400 million in state investment.
Okay, let me ask you a question, guys. We are New York. Who's getting that money? It's not we. It's not we, is it? And let me ask you, what she's showing on how great she is, hold on now. Where is the actual benefit? Where's the benefit? Meaning, whose kid can read now? Whose kid gets a job now? Whose family now doesn't leave New York State? Oh, that's not here. That's not here. That's not here. Yeah, Jimmy says it. Yeah, brazen up to put the payoff amounts in the campaign ads. Yes. So what this woman might as well say, she bribed me for $400 million. She bribed me for 230. She bribed me for 10 million. She bribed me for 5 million. Yes. Yes. You guys think I'm joking. For years, when I do Tuesdays with Kathy, or these Tuesdays with Andy back in the day in Cuomo, I would always tell you the people around them are getting checks. I would always tell you that. That's why they're happy. You think I'm joking? She finally just said it out loud. Here to go. Here you go. Yes, 100%. Absolutely. So, all right. So that's, I know it sounds funny, but yeah, it sadly is true. That's the sad part. I wish this stuff wasn't true. Phil says, Larry, if she gives me $5 million, would you blame me? A diversified stock portfolio would keep me going off that chunk of cabbage. I wouldn't be mad, Phil. If she gave you $5 million, you were like, Larry, I used to love you. Sorry. Kathy Hochul, she's great. I'd be disappointed, but I would get it. I mean, I would get it. Me and Mike need 50, but it's fine. 5 million, I get it. I got it. Yes. So Anthony says, the shamelessness of the Democratic Party is staggering. The good old bureaucracy. That's the we. That's the we. Absolutely. 100%. All right.
Investments to revitalize our downtown.
She's been focused on making New York more affordable and is a trusted partner in our shared fight for you.
See, what she gave him was universal child care. She didn't give him cash yet. Not yet. It's coming, but not yet.
universal childcare.
We're committed to working with Governor Hochul to make affordable, high-quality childcare.
Take it from someone who's leading
Isn't she a Republican?
Who works in the village of Hempstead,
North Tonawanda,
Newburgh, Buffalo, the city of Yonkers.
Every single day.
when New Yorkers work together,
We can accomplish anything.
So what have we accomplished? See, here's the problem. They all just said we can accomplish anything. Awesome. What have you accomplished? Where's the accomplishment? I don't get the accomplishment. Mine is the same piece, right? If you look at New York State, the average salary has gone down. People are leaving. Crime hasn't gone back to 2019 yet. What are we doing? I'm not sure what we're doing.
Governor Hochul gets that.
She's delivered for us
so that we can
Oh, look at that. Again, for us, so we can give to you. So the we, it's we. And you guys. See, she gave to us so we can give a little bit crumbs to you. You get little crumbs here. You get some crumbs. So Mike goes, you missed Jared. Oh, he's Republican from Binghamton. There we go. Yes. There's Republicans in there too. You guys wonder why the Republican Party can't win in this state. You just saw why. They just want their crumbs. They're like, look, we can't win. We can't win. You know what? We can't win. Why bother? Like, can I get some crumbs here? I'll take some crumbs. There we go. I'll take some crumbs. There we go.
deliver for you.
She has our back.
Because she knows.
we are New York.
They said it. She's given to us so we can give to you. She has our backs. She don't got my back or your back. She got their back. True. Yeah. Dixie says it. The most honest campaign ad ever. You're not wrong. You get a government contract. You get a government contract. You get a government contract. And give some crumbs to the people. They get little crumbs. They get some crumbs. There we go. Little crumbs. That's what they do. So, yes. Jimmy says it. We, the government, are doing fantastic. Peasant want a cracker. Nice. Peasant want a cracker. I'm going to steal that one. I am. I'm going to steal it.
We are New York.
We are New York.
You guys are.
New York.
You guys are New York.
Yes,
Yes, they are.
yes, we are New York.
Yes, you guys are.
And as your governor,
Can I have
I'm
a little
so
bit of something?
proud to lead the fight
She's
to
proud.
protect our communities.
Okay.
Build an economy that works for all. And
Okay.
today,
But that doesn't exist. The economy doesn't work for all. But for those you don't know, literally, New York State has the worst wealth gap in the entire nation. How's this economy working for all? Oh, for all of them. Sorry, I forgot who New York is. Yes, this is great. We are New York. That's correct. So it works for all of them. But literally the worst wealth gap in the entire nation.
I'm here to tell you how we're going to continue that fight.
Okay.
And it starts and ends with making life more affordable.
Okay, now we're talking. Okay, now it took you 20 minutes, but it's fine. Now we're talking. See, you guys were talking to me trash, didn't think she would do something. She had a plan. She just had to be patient. She's now going to show you how, I guess she's going to make things work, okay? Stop it. Mike, stop. She's going to tell you right now. God, she's going to tell you.
Whether we're talking about childcare, groceries,
Okay.
utility bills, one thing is
Childcare, grocery bills, utility bills. Okay, got it. Here we go. Tell me about how you're going to fix all of them.
clear.
Yeah.
Parents, veterans,
Yeah.
disabled, seniors.
Disabled, seniors.
They all
okay.
need relief. And
True.
that's why last year, working with this legislature,
Yeah.
we put upwards of $5,000 back in the pockets of hard-working New Yorkers.
Okay. Number one, you've been governor for 5 years. You just figured out when you release. Okay. Better late than never. I'll take that. Okay. No worries. We put up to $5,000 back in the pockets. Up to. If everyone actually got a check for $5,000 in New York State, we'd all be here, wouldn't we? They're not leaving. You giving out $5,000 checks every year? They've been rushing here. We'd have more people here than Texas. See, this again is disingenuous. It sounds like she's writing checks for $5,000. She's not. Right? And it says, did you get that $5,000? I didn't get $5K. I don't remember that. Andrew, like, where's my loot at? That's what I'm saying. Where's my check? I thought we getting stimmy checks. It sounded like that. That's a good sound. Again, what she said is not a lie. Up to. Yes. Up to. Almost nobody got that. But yeah. Up to. Yeah, sounded great in the club. Yeah, we just go. Yeah, we did up to. No. I'm asking the same question. Where's my stimmy check? Where is my stimmy check? I didn't get one. Phil, you're in New York with me. Where's my money, fool? I didn't get that check. You get that check, Phil? I didn't get it. What happened? I think Mike took our check. Mike, you took our check? Where's my check? Why are you clapping? No one got a check.
Good news.
Oh, that's good news. Uh-oh. So the good news was BS. What's the bad news? Damn. Dixie says, $5K a year was my state income tax. Sadly, mine is far more than that. Just eliminate the state income tax. I'll boom back. Yes, me too. I'm with you. But that's why my plan is to do exactly that, Dixie. I can't believe you said that. I wish I had planned this. I speak often about getting people back to New York all the time. That actually is what I would talk about. She didn't talk about that. Then she did last year. See, this is the issue. Everything she said last year, she actually failed. I wish I was making that up. She did. She talked about affordability. She had not fixed it. Last year, New York State was third in affordability, meaning from the top, the worst, from the worst. I'm sorry, it was third from the worst. Go back a couple years before the lockdowns, New York State was sixth from the top, meaning of the worst. So it was the worst. It was either Hawaii or California was the worst about in 2019. New York was sixth. 2024, it was third. Last year, second. It's gotten worse since she's become governor. I'm not making up to your homework. It's gotten worse. And we still haven't gotten back to 2019 pre-lockdown. We haven't gotten back to pre-lockdown. And she's working on stuff? What? I speak all the time about people coming back. She talked about it last year. She spoke in her State of the State about, we got to talk about what no one's talking about. People leaving New York State. We got to change that. She's done nothing to fix that. We've still lost at least 100,000 people this year. Last year we did 2. We actually lost more, but we had so many migrants last year that we averaged losing only 100. So I think we're about 100 now too, a little bit more. With that in mind, I can't believe that she's ignored that now. But this is your point. With my plan, we make our state income tax, which now is around 4%, depending upon where you are in the state. It's a little bit different by little municipality and county here or there, but it's around 4%. Should be straight, flat 4%. Goes down 0.5% every year for 8 years, down to 0. 8 years, down to 0. Larry, you're a libertarian. Get rid of it right away. We cannot. This state is financially screwed. Thanks to people like her. If we did that, there would be chaos in the streets. But can we lower it 0.5% every year? Yes, we can. That's how we fix it. And people like you would move back. And I know that. My number one issue is to actually get people to stop leaving, stopping the bleeding. Okay, keep moving. Mike says, I wish I took the check. I'd be watching from the Bahamas. Brother, I'd be right next to you. So there we go.
Washington Republicans are waging an all-out war on the...
That's what it is. It's Trump the whole time. Man, I should have known. Well, you're silly me. I should have known. Mike, I'm going to make you mad now when I tell you this. You're going to be pissed. Phil, you're going to be mad. Trump took our check. That's what happened. Trump was probably hanging up by my mailbox. He saw the check coming, grabbed it and ran. Then he went and got your check. All right, is what it is. Trump took our check.
Middle class, driving up costs, leaving states to pick up the pieces.
So making states pay their own way. Okay.
So this year, while Washington takes a machete to our safety net, I'm doubling down on the fight for a more affordable New York, starting with childcare.
Okay. Okay.
For parents,
yeah. Good.
working parents, no cost is more overwhelming. And I know how urgent this is.
It's overwhelming. I know how urgent it is because I'm in a primary with Delgado, and I have to make sure Delgado has no chance whatsoever. So it's important for me right now because I'm in that primary right now. So I know how important this is. I've known about childcare for literally decades. I've done nothing about it. But now Mamdani is here, and I need all them Mamdani votes. And Mamdani's been yapping about childcare, so I'm going to become a Mamdaniist because I need them votes. I wish I was making that up, but that's what she's actually saying. I just translated it for you.
I lived it. When Bill and I were just starting out, childcare was one of our greatest obstacles. I was fresh out of law school, all excited about my career. Dream job working on Capitol Hill for Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan, a true legend.
See, and we all had to go there. Jimmy says a Leering Center in every home. Yes, absolutely. Yep. We'll get Somalians to do it. Done deal. See? Done deal. 100%. So tone deaf to put out a child care fund with Minnesota Somali mess. It's almost like she doesn't care at all about that. It's almost like all she cares about is pacifying Mamdani voters. It's almost as if that's all she cares about. Huh.
When our babies arrive.
Funny. Anthony says, who's ready to leer? Here's the problem. They can't read anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Absolutely.
I'm happy they came, but I had to give up that career. No, they're great kids.
Oh, my God. I had to give up my career.
They're now giving me other babies, which is great. But
they're not giving me other babies. What? So her kids aren't having children? Was that a good? That was super weird.
But we simply couldn't find available, affordable childcare like so many other people then and now. It was heartbreaking. It was tough then. But for too many families today, it is almost impossible. It's
weird. This is going to be weird for you. You're going to say yourself, Larry, hold on. She has to come save us. Okay. I'm pretty sure humans have been having babies for a long time. Like a long time. Like bazillion years, whatever the number of years is. A lot. Somehow, I don't know, that was crazy. Hot take. Somehow, families have figured a way to raise their children without Her Majesty. They have, without Somalis either. Without Somalis, without her, without Leering centers, they've somehow figured out how to raise their kids for a bazillion years. But now she's like, I'm going to save you. No, you could, literally to Andrew's point, here's an idea, make home child care legal again. I say this story often because it happened to me. She tells her poor story. We couldn't find blah, 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 whatever. She couldn't find this or whatever the case may be. When I was a kid, and she's older than me. I'm only 29. So when I was a kid, I'm not 29. Anyway, when I was a kid, I lived in the Bronx and we lived in a big apartment building. So one of the apartments had a woman who stayed home and she would take care of the kids in the apartment building. So my mom would leave to go to work and give me to her. And then I'd go to school, whatever. And I'd come back home and we all hang out at her house and we do homework and eat. Somehow I didn't die. Somehow I can actually leer. I can read. It's true. Somehow. Wow. So, yeah. Brunna says it. State picks up the pieces. 10 minutes after she cried about the feds not paying. Seems legit. Sure, moron. Yes. So where's that money come from, Brunna? Well, I'm going to tell you. See, what she won't tell you is her plan is very similar to that 100,000 cops in that crime bill. Remember the crime bill from the 90s? The $100,000 cop thing, right? They paid for it for 2 years. Then they stopped paying for it. The federal government said, here's 2 years, figure out a way to pay for it. And after those 2 years, the states couldn't afford it. So since the state couldn't afford it, what did they do? Civil asset forfeiture. That's when it went nuts. They had to find a way of funding all those cops they put in. So what did they do? Literally, they plundered the poorest and immigrant communities. They plundered it so they could pay for the crime bill. That's Bill Clinton and Joe Biden. Well done, guys, because you care about black people. I think you tell me that, but you don't show me that. That was them. That's what happened. So now they're going to do it again. her plan here right now is she's going to fund it for 2 years. How are you going to fund it? Bronner's asking, of course, because Bronner knew. Exactly. You're not going to do it? Payroll taxes. I'm not joking. Payroll taxes. So they're going to make it harder for people to pay. So not only are they going to raise minimum wage, which will go up, but now your payroll taxes go up because the minimum wage goes up. The state gets double that cash. It's harder to hire anybody. And in certain places, your payroll tax could be 70 or 80% of the salary. So if I pay someone $20 an hour, I might be paying $14 in payroll tax. So I'm paying them $34. Now they don't see it. They only see 20 plus minus their taxes. And I got to give the state $14 and the feds. I give them $14 when I count state and federal payroll taxes. That's how she's going to pay for it, payroll taxes. Huh. That's going to be hard. How are you going to have them jobs? You're not. How are you going to support business? You're not. You're not. Not just that. Because they have to do payroll taxes, they're going to force all you gig workers. You can't anywhere. You can't in any way, shape, or form be a gig worker. They're going to force you to be an employee. Why? They want them payroll taxes. Someone got to pay for childcare. Bronner, greedy man that you are. You greedy, Bronner. That's your problem. Your problem is you're greedy. That's your problem. Pay your fair share. And your fair share is whatever I say. That is your fair share. Whatever I deem to be fair, that is your fair share. If I just take 90% because I say so, that's your fair share. In case you were wondering what your fair share was, it is whatever I decide. That's how that works. Just so you're aware. I know you were kind of concerned, but yes. Dixie says, but Larry, without government-funded childcare, how would we scam the state governments? True. See that? That's my problem. See, Dixie, you got the right mindset. Yeah. Why don't we care about the scammers? Okay? God, Josh, you don't care about the scammers? How selfish are you? People got to scam. Dixie gets it. If we don't have these crazy funded childcare things, how are we going to scam? Didn't think of that, did you, Josh? You think of that? Selfish.
Get this. In New York City, child care costs between $26,000 and $40,000 a year.
Wow. Maybe we should lower their salaries. It's almost as if you raise their salaries, the cost will be higher. Damn, who thought of that? It's almost as if you regulate it to death that the cost will be higher. It's almost like government interference makes things worse. Huh. So government interference makes it worse, so we'll fix it with more government interference. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Absolutely. Amy says it. Gotta chase all private businesses out to make all jobs a union state workforce. Yes, and by the way, New York State is this is the part that I love. New York State is the most unionized state in the nation. Well, maybe Hawaii might be higher. One or two. But it's one or two. Either Hawaii or New York State's the number one unionized state by percentage in the entire country. And the worst wealth gap. It's almost like unions aren't a magical pill. It's weird. Shreya says it. Warm socialist child care. Okay, get it right, Shreya. It's warm collective. All right? Socialism is not warm. Collectivism, that's warm. Ooh, it's warm. So yes, absolutely. Let's get it right. It's collectivism, not socialism. Different. Okay.
For that price, your toddler should be fluent in 3 languages and doing your taxes.
You're right. And here's the best part. That amount is what it costs for school every single year. So why can't our kids be fluent in 3 languages and do taxes? Huh, wise ass? Why can't they? You didn't bring up education at all, did you? We still don't know how to read. We're dropping $40,000 per kid per year, which he just said her little stupid joke, saying they should be able to do all this stuff. Yes. Well, then why can't our kids do that? We might as well have Learning centers. They'll learn as much. Let the Somalis do it. You know what? Give it to the Somalis. Let them do it. It can't be worse than this. I'll take the Somalis. Let's get them out. Look, don't put the Somalis in jail. Get them out of Minnesota. Bring them here. Start the Learning centers. What can't be worse? They might figure something out. I'm ready to give the Somalis a shot. Give the Somalis a chance. That's all I'm saying. Give Give him a chance. And they're clapping on that one.
1 year ago,
Yeah.
I stood on this very stage.
Yeah, you did.
And
I remember.
placed our state on the path to universal child care.
You did place, yes. And you said many other things which you absolutely lied about. But that's true also. Yes. I think
Today,
that's good. Okay.
I stand before you with a clear roadmap to show you how we'll get there.
Oh,
Building
okay.
on over $8 billion in child care investments we have made since 2022.
Okay. So since 2022, which is when she was governor, she actually became governor, I think in 2021 actually became governor. Mid 2021, she became governor. She started doing the stuff in 2022. 2021 wasn't her fault. That was Cuomo's. So I'll give her that. That was Cuomo's, right? So that's fine. But 2022, that's hers. So, yeah. Andrea says it, make Leering great again. We'll bring it to New York, Andrea. We'll make Leering great again. We will. I agree. Great, babe. How are you, sir? Consensual collectivism isn't bad. I'll share a garden with you, but don't force me. Agreed. Yes. No, you're right. Consensual, voluntary collectivism actually is warm. That's true. Now, if he was talking about voluntary, consensual collectivism, he would be correct. It is actually very warm. But when the boot of government forces collectivism, that's not warm. That's pretty cold. That's really cold. So yeah, I'm with you. And when people voluntarily share and voluntarily decide to do things together, I think that is very warm. I'm with you. We should be clear on that. I'm not against socialism, collectivism, whatever, as long as it is voluntary and consensual. Enjoy. I say all the time, if you want to be the Amish, be the Amish. Just don't force other people to live your lifestyle. Thank you for that distinction. You are correct. Phil says 40,000 years in a stock market index fund would be enough to provide universal basic income. True. Not wrong. Absolutely. Adirondack says 40K per year for 13 years is almost $500,000 per kid. They should be able to do more than fill out a tax form. Agreed.
And this plan will ultimately deliver universal child care for every single family in New York. Full stop.
Full stop.
Full stop.
We're just giving them, you get child care, you get child care, we all get child care. Who's paying for it? Employers. I wonder why we can't get businesses here. Huh? How come we can't get businesses here? Weird.
Now the work has already begun. 5 days ago, I stood with Mayor Mondami.
How many times is she going to bring this man up? Delgado, pack it in, bro. You're done. You're done, son. Just pack it in. It's over. Delgado, if you're watching, if you saw this, you'd be like, damn, okay. We were going to have a primary. I'm going to pack it in because she just took your secret weapon. And she is all over it. Now, for you DSA people who I know some of you may be watching, I'm not joking. I actually go to DSA events. I'm not joking. Sometimes DSA people do watch. For those of you watching, I know this feels good. But just be clear. She loves him now. After the election, she may not love him so much. I'm just saying, after the election, she may not love him so much. She's going to love him now because she wants your vote. She does. I get it. So, and look, if I'm Mom Donnie, I'd be sucking this up too, but give me some more. Give me it all. Because Mom Donnie's not dumb. You guys know he's been on my show. He used to be my assemblyman. He's no dummy. He knows this is just short term. So he's enjoying it right now because he knows come December, she's going to be like, Mom, what? Zoran. Who's Zoran? She's going to be like that. I don't know any Zoran. Who the hell is Zoran? She's going to be like that. Who's Zoran? I don't know Zoran. That's going to be Queen Kathy. So just get that now, just so you know.
We stood together.
Yes, we did.
Thank you.
She loves Mom Donnie. That's why she immediately off the bat, just right away endorsed him. Oh, wait, no, she didn't. That's why she supported every one of his policies. Oh, wait, no, she didn't. Oh, well, now she is.
Come on. Republicans Republicans have kids too. You can stand.
Oh, look at that. Republicans want free stuff too, don't they? You can stand. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Like I said, 5 days ago, I stood with Mayor Mamdani to announce that the state will fully fund the first 2 years of his Universal 2Care program.
The first 2 years of his Universal 2K program. What happens in these next 2 years? Oh, wait, presidential election. What a coincidence that is. That's coincidence. Stop it. Mastermind, stop it. That's coincidence, okay? It is not purposefully just during 2 election cycles. It's not that. It's not. Stop. Not a tumor. It's not a tumor. It's not that at all. Please don't say that. This is because she loves the children. What other reason could it possibly be? So it's not that. And it's not that all of a sudden they're going to all of a sudden payroll tax the hell out of things and wreck it. It's not that at all. Not that at all. Yes. So Mike says, like there are Republicans in the crowd. Well, those who got checks, Mike, right? Well, maybe the union members mandated to show. Yeah, correct. Any union members who have, the people might wonder. I was teasing Mike about this. Mike was like, well, would you do this at night? I'm like, no. Well, you do it at night. You can't mandate all the people to show up during the day, right? Because that'd be overtime. So I'm not joking. So she does it during the day so that all the people she can order to show up because they're all government employees. So you have to come and show up and clap, or you might get fired or get in trouble. So she shows up during the middle of the day. And now at night, no, she doesn't want people watching this. This is local. She wants the local people to show up and clap for her. That's what this is. So yeah, that's why she does it at 1:00 in the afternoon. That's the reason why. So the ones who got checks showed up, Mike. And it goes, maybe the law cabin Republicans. If they got checks, again, if they got checks. For the right amount of money, I'll stand there and clap too. Me and Mike have said 50 grand. I'll give her a standing off to every sentence. Oh, you're so brave. Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. Oh, Your Majesty, stunning and brave. 50 grand, 50 million? Stunning and brave. 100%. So if you see me at one of her events clapping and going stunning and brave, you know I got paid off. Like you would just, oh, Larry's done. We've lost him. They gave him $50 million. It's over. We lost him. We used to like that guy, but he gets $50 million. He was done. That's it. Yep. That's what'll happen. Well, no. So anyway. All righty. Oh, great. Thank you for becoming a member, my friend. I appreciate it. And then Larry, the Minnesota Somalians will replace the retired horse carriages in Central Park as rickshaws, playing loud ass music while charging tourists more. Well, I guess if they can put the kids in the back and teach them something, they might be better than our current system. So I'm okay with it if they can put the kids in the back and then will the music let the kids learn something? Because right now, New York State kids can't read. So, I mean, we're in a bad spot, brother. I'm just saying, we got to figure something out. So that might be the right answer. I don't know. So yeah, maybe.
While also helping New York City realize the full promise of Universal 3K. We made that commitment and we'll keep it now and beyond. Statewide, we're taking
let's just make sure that the government controls your children for even longer, right? You thought the government will control your kids for 12 years? No, 18. Have the baby, hand it over to the government. See you in 18 years.
Different, but equally ambitious approach.
See, Master and I was got the plan. See, you're thinking the kids could pull the carriages. They hear the music, learn something. Maybe some cool people be there, learn something. And then they get exercise while they're pulling a carriage. This is win-win. See, this is innovative thinking. This is what she's thinking, innovative.
We're promising universal pre-K for every single 4-year-old by 2028. And this year,
and what's happening in 2028? Oh, right, the election.
Community-wide childcare to provide year-round, full-day, affordable care for newborns to 3-year-olds.
All of them. We're taking all of the years.
Proven success of our state child care assistance program and our voucher program, so tens of thousands more families can access high quality care.
Is it going to be high quality though? I mean, is it? okay. Is there anything government does that's high quality? I mean, right. I mean, no. Military. We're good at that. We got a high quality military. So if we're putting the kids in the Marine Corps, well, then we're good. But these are kids. So I probably don't want to put them in the Marine Corps. I mean, I'm kind of pushing it with them pulling carriages, but I mean, maybe.
For no more than $15 a week.
Let's look at that. $15 a week.
And thanks to our strong economy, we have the revenues to get these initiatives off.
Thanks to our strong economy. That's the reason. It's not because Uncle Joe wrote us a check or Uncle Don is actually giving us money. No, stop it. It's not that. It's not that literally 1/3 of our budget, I'm not making it up, 1/3 of our budget comes from the federal government. It's not that. It's not that we get a $20 billion bailout every year. I'm not making that up. It's not that. Stop saying it, Mike. You and your numbers and stats. Stop, Mike, with your numbers and stats. I got feels and vibes, okay? And my feels and my vibes outrank your stats. My feels and vibes say we are good because reasons. And the children. And the warmth of collectivism. Take that, Mike. What you got? Cold stats? I got warm collectivism. There we go. That's it right there. There we go. So Phil says, strong economy like a 95-pound weightlifter. Yep. Mike goes, you can't buy pizza pie in New York, $15. And she says, childcare for less than pizza. I think not. See, you and your stats. I knew Mike would have stats. I got the warmth of collectivism. Checkmate. That's what I got. You got no warmth at all.
The ground. But to keep the momentum going, we also need partnership with the private sector. So
we need some private sector. Okay. Damn, this is all government. This is a half hour just government fixing everything. Okay, well, Mom Donnie did tell us there is no problem too big for government to solve. He did tell us that. And he is a Lord and Savior. So I think he's right? So, yeah. Mastermind says Larry knows how to do hippie math. Better than most. Better than most, my friend. I'm really good at that. Yes, absolutely. I'm really good at that. One of my skill sets.
With employers, improve tax incentives for those who invest in childcare benefits. I want New York to be the #1 place for anyone to start a family and build their future right here.
Okay, to start a family. Hold on, go back. What did that say there? Incentive for employers. Start a family. Huh? Making it easier to convert office space into daycare centers and expanding tax incentives for childcare benefits. But it says there, if you read it, incentives for employers. That sounds like incentives for employees. I don't see an employer. If I'm employing people, you can give more childcare benefits. That's not good for me. You're making me do a $30 minimum wage. You're increasing my payroll taxes, right? And you're forcing me to be employers, so I can't do internships anymore in New York State because I have to pay them. So that's New York State. I can't do so I can't do that. And I got income tax. And that's no incentive for me at all. She's making that up.
Start a family and build their future right here. When we do that, we all win.
Do we?
Our classrooms are fuller, our economy is stronger, and our communities are richer in every.
Yeah, but none of that's true right now, and you've had 5 years to fix it. You've had 5 years to fix all these things. And you might go, well, Larry, she's new to being governor. True, you're not wrong. But she was lieutenant governor for 3 years. So she was right there. Lieutenant governor for 3 years. I'm not even done with that. Before that, she worked for both the federal government, being congressperson, and she worked locally in Hamburg Township. So she's been in government for decades. And now you figured it out? It's weird how you just figured it out now.
Every sense of the word. But affordability doesn't stop at childcare. Right now, the average New York household pays nearly $1,700 per year just to keep the lights on and the heat running.
That's true. See that? Okay, so she's got someplace. It's been a half hour, but she's now talking about energy prices. Okay, now we good. Got okay. See, she's solved the childcare thing, kind of, not really, but that's okay. Now she's going to solve energy. So energy it is. There we go.
Now we've got some.
Jimmy says classrooms are already overpacked. That's what I don't learn. It's pronounced Lear. See, you don't know. Pronounced Lear. Just get it right. Okay.
Challenges. Donald Trump's stop work order on offshore wind.
See, that's Trump again. You were what? See, you would. Okay. Trump is messing with our energy too. He's up there tearing down the windmills, breaking the solar panels. Who gave Trump a sledgehammer? Was that was you, Andrew? You gave him a sledgehammer? Don't give Trump a sledgehammer. He will come by and break all the solar panels and make the energy costs go high. It's because Trump. God, you guys know. The orange man is bad, okay? So when you see your electric bill go up, don't think that the monopoly that her and others have created and the unnecessarily push on green energy, why necessary? Because, by the way, New York State currently has the lowest carbon footprint of any state. We're already there. So I get it. You care about the environment. We're already there. So it's not that. It's because someone gave Trump a sledgehammer, and now he's wrecking the joint, breaking up all the windmills and stuff. That's his problem.
Only makes it worse in the long run.
See that?
And I'm fighting that every step of the way. But while that battle continues, we're taking action now.
Okay, what are you doing?
Streamlining utility assistance, helping homeowners make.
So streamlining utility assistance. So finding a way to make it easier to give you a check. She's not fixing the grid. No, she's not fixing the grid. She's not, I don't know, trying to break up the monopoly that it is here, or the cartel system. I guess more of a cartel system. The cartel system here in New York. No. She's going to make sure you get your check faster.
Energy efficient upgrades and protecting New Yorkers who are being blindsided by exorbitant rate hikes.
How are they being blindsided when, for those you don't know, it's a cartel system here in New York State run by the government? I'm not joking. So when you want to raise prices, you can't just raise prices. That's against the law in New York State. Wait a minute, Larry. A private company can't raise prices? Correct. This is New York State. Don't get ahead of yourself, okay? Don't get ahead of yourself. You got private business. Shut up. You don't get that. What happens in New York State is you go to the government and you say, hey, government, can I please raise the prices? I'm not joking. And then it's a panel of people who you have no control over because they're selected, not elected. So you have no control, no recourse for what these people do because they're not elected, they're selected. They go, yes, you may raise prices. And then they raise prices. And you go, but I'm a homeowner and the prices are very high. True. And I can't afford it. Yeah, life sucks, doesn't it? That's New York State. And she's like, they get blindsided. You're saying yes. You could just say no.
We can make energy more affordable and reliable while still leading the nation in sustainable investments.
Now, that's true. This is possible. You're going to be surprised at what she says. Some of you know. Some of you don't know. But she's going to be surprised at what she says. Now, I want to be clear, and before she goes any further, she's been governor for 5 years. I know I said that more before, but I got to be clear. She's been governor for 5 years.
Leaving this state even stronger.
How?
For our children and grandchildren.
What can we do? How can we do it, though? Sounds good.
There's another affordability issue that's been apparent for years.
Okay.
Anybody out there own a car?
Oh, she just didn't even answer. She just said, we just got to do stuff. I'm not telling you how. Basically, her answer for energy at this point is trust me, bro. So, trust me, bro? I guess that's it. Mike says, New York has built solar panels and wind for years. True. Energy costs never went down. And we need more energy. Yes. Thank you, Mike. For a decade now? More? We've been building these solar panels and windmills over 2 decades, maybe? It's been a long time we've been building them. Yeah. And yet energy price keeps going up. And we still need more energy. Yeah. It's almost, Mike, and then this is, you're not going to believe this. You're going to be upset when I tell you this. You're not going to believe this. It's almost like This is about a government scam and not about energy. I know. I've shattered your image of government, Mike. I know I have. I'm sorry, my brother. I'm sorry. I have shattered your image of government. It's almost like it's just made for grift. And that's it. Sorry. Ronna says, forgive my ignorance, but I must have missed the whole Lear reference. Well, when the Somali learning centers came out, they made a typo and it said Leering Center. So when I bring the Somalis over here, they can bring their Leering centers over. It's better than what we got now. So, yes. And Mike goes on, New York State has never denied an energy increase anywhere in the state in my life. Not once. Correct. So she's like, hey, they're blindsided. You could just say no. I mean, you could just say no. So, yeah.
The sky-high cost of auto insurance.
Yes.
Now,
true.
In many parts.
She's right. Now, her plan for the child care is hammer businesses even more, force businesses to pay more, raise minimum wage, raise payroll taxes, do it for 2 years so the election cycle goes well, then abandon the entire project. That really is her actual plan for childcare. I'm not joking. That's her actual plan. And then when things fail, ask the federal government for more money. That's the plan for that. Plan for energy so far is, trust me, bro, that's the energy plan so far. And now what's this plan? Okay, we're going to stop. We're going to end the driver's insurance thing. Okay.
In our state, owning an automobile is not a luxury. It's a necessity.
Yes. So why is the DMV destroying people across New York State? Do you know now in New York State, if like your headlight is out, that's points on your license. I wish I was joking. Yes. They're taking driver's licenses left and right. Not that you get a ticket in New York State. Now they have a thing called a surcharge. So you get a ticket in some town somewhere. The town says, if you want to say you're not guilty, you have to physically show up in the town. I'm not joking. They make it so where there's no remote way of saying not guilty. So if I'm driving across the state, you're enjoying some part of New York State, you live in, I don't know, Buffalo, and you're driving into Binghamton or going to New York City or something, whatever, and you start to get a ticket in Syracuse or whatever, or wherever, some town, someplace, they go, okay, you're guilty. And you go, but I wasn't guilty. Well, you have to show up on this date. I have a job. I live 4 hours away. Too bad. We're in a world where there's a Zoom. You could Zoom, but New York State doesn't do that. They tell you go to hell, you got to show up. This way they force you into saying pleading guilty because you can't take time off to go. So they hammer the poor people who can't afford it. So they have to say yes. And when they say guilty, they don't tell you what the punishment is, by the way. They don't. This is how New York State works. They don't tell you the punishment. So once you get the ticket, they go, oh, great. You said guilty. Wonderful. Bam. $300, 4 points, whatever the case may be, hammering you on your license. Well, what if you drive for a living, as many New Yorkers do? Now you're hammered. Well, you know what happens? Your insurance rate goes up. I wonder why insurance rate is so high in New York State. Not just that. They then later, and this is true, the state then sends you a surcharge. How is that legal? Because our judges suck. That's how that's legal. Because our judges are a joke. Because our judges are an embarrassment in the state. So the local area says, hey, you, whatever, sped. So here's a fine of whatever, $100, whatever it is. Then the state says, you're getting a surcharge of another $200. Well, that's $300. Even if you raise your minimum wage to $30, that's 10 hours of work for a speeding ticket and points your license, which raises your insurance. Why? It's a speeding ticket. Stop. It's a way of punishing New Yorkers and making them pay more. Pay more, pay more, pay more. And most people who drive, they're working class. Most of them are working class. If they're working class, they can't afford $300. It wrecks them. Don't worry, because when you have a tax credit for child care or whatever, they ain't going to get $300. She won't talk about that either. Worst about DMV is DMV makes decisions, again, based upon what DMV people say. You have no recourse. Larry will change the law. It's not a law. I'm not joking. The DMV decides we're going to start adding this. We need to make more money, so we have to have a revenue source. So we're now going to just take more money off of you with new laws and rules. I'm sorry, regulations and rules, which become law. Well, you go, wait a minute, that's wrong. We should change that. Who are you going to go to? There's no one to go to. It's not a law. It's an agency made a rule that crushes you. That's how that works. I wish I was making that up. Absolutely true. So, yes. Great, Pep. Thank you for the memberships, guys. Gifted 5 memberships. Grab those memberships, guys. I appreciate it. Great, Pep. You are killing it tonight. Thank you, my friend. I'm doing my best to show you what's going on, to teach you what I want to do, what I'm trying to achieve, so you get it. I hope you guys all get that I'm trying to make things happen, and how she is utterly full of shit. And she's not helping anybody. Where is the growth? I say it again. Where is the growth? And she's been a governor for 5 years. Never forget that. Cuomo should do the same thing. Cuomo will go, these things are so broken. If only there was someone around fixing it. And he was the guy. Yes, absolutely. It is insanely bad. So, all right. Thank you for that. Let me keep going here.
Yet,
okay,
New Yorkers pay the highest auto insurance rates in the nation.
True. If only there was someone in charge of the state who could fix that. Oh, wait, that's you. Oh, okay.
Averaging $4,000 a year, $1,500 more than the national average. Now, not because New Yorkers are doing anything wrong.
Why?
I'm sure they're all really good drivers, right? I think they are.
Okay, then why is the DMV hammering us?
But why? Because of rampant fraud and runaway litigation costs are.
It's rampant fraud and litigation costs. That's the issue. Now, to be forward, part of that's true. Part of that is true. Florida's really bad because they have horrible litigation. Now, what would make litigation not so horrible? Who could control that? Who could control litigation? Where does that happen? That happens in courts, and the people know, the judges who suck. Yes, it's them. The judges who suck. They could just go, stop. I'm not joking. They could just go, no, we're not going to accept these stupid things. Or they could cap things or change things or tell jury stuff. They won't. They keep taking it again and again and again. Why? Because they're in the pocket of our trial lawyers. The trial lawyers are a we don't know this, they are a massive, massive lobby. So done. That's how that works. The judges are beholden, because judges are beholden to their party infrastructure, not to you. You get in the way, and not to the Constitution. That's stupid. They don't do that at all. They care about the party infrastructure. And the party infrastructure is run by donations, which is run by lobbyists, which one of the biggest ones is trial lawyers. I wish I was making that up. I'm not. That's true. So what are we going to do? Nothing. Nothing. Now, New York would always be higher than most because of density. Generally speaking, dense cars, areas make it for more accidents. So it will be higher. But number one, not required. But the second piece he won't tell you. New York is a no-fault state. What does that mean? It doesn't matter if you're an insurance company here, who's guilty. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whose fault it is. Irrelevant. It must pay. The insurance company must pay no matter what. That's the rule. Then we go, Larry, is that good? No, it's not. If I'm the bad driver and I hit you, my insurance company should pay. I should be punished, right? I should be punished because I'm the bad driver. New York doesn't say that. New York is, it embraces the warmth of collectivism, and we all pay. So it doesn't matter whether I'm a bad driver or not. Doesn't matter whose fault it is. We just pay. That's how that works in New York State. People don't know that. It's true. So again, I'm a terrible driver. I've had 4 accidents. You've had none. I ram you. Your insurance has to pay. Welcome to New York. Not just that. Our labor costs are too high. I'm not joking. Our labor costs are so high that now it costs more to fix things. Not just that. Our healthcare costs are insanely high. Who runs healthcare? Oh, right, government. Government runs our healthcare. Our healthcare costs are so high. Our judges suck and will just let people go, I broke my leg, so I need $45 million. And they go, that's fine, no worries. And everyone has to pay no matter what. So yes. So you could, if you want to, recognize those things, change those things and have lower insurance prices. And I know the left will get mad at me. They'll never lower their prices. Of course they will. It's called the competition. Of course they will. Just let them do it. It will work. How do I know that? It works in other states. Other states, Texas doesn't have this problem. Why? They're a fault, not no fault. If you're the bad driver, your insurance company pays. Yeah. Already being done.
Jacking up the prices. Now, let me be clear how that happens.
They're jacking up the prices.
When the system allows out-of-control payouts, those costs get passed on to you.
Yep.
In the form of higher monthly premium bills. New Yorkers should not pay more for the same coverage. And this is the year we're going to do something about it. We're putting the brakes on fraud. We're ending a system that rewards illegal behavior.
Brakes on fraud.
And if you are driving drunk, driving without a license, or committing a felony at the time of the crash, you should not get a payday. This is about finally standing up for millions of New York drivers who deserve a break.
Okay, so you shouldn't get a payday. Is she going to what's that one? So if I'm driving drunk, okay, get it. If I'm committing a crime, get it. So I don't get a payday? Does it mean I can't sue? Okay, that's not bad, I guess. But what if I'm driving drunk or I'm committing a crime or whatever the thing might be, but the other person's as bad as me? I don't know. Maybe. I guess that's good. How do you enforce that? I don't know. Sounds good, I guess. I don't know. Mike and Mallet point. Does her new rule on car accidents paydays include illegal aliens? I assume so because they're committing a crime. Oh, in her world, they aren't though, Mike. Good point. She didn't see them as committing a crime. So, yeah, probably not. I would guess, actually, as I thought that through, probably not.
And this year, we'll continue cracking down on criminals of all kinds.
Oh, they're cracking down now.
When I came into office, New York was facing a crisis of crime and disorder. In the 2 years before I arrived, shootings had nearly doubled.
Okay.
Repeat offenders were
again. This she's right. She's right. But again, when did she come in? During lockdowns. See, this again. She's not lying. She's being disingenuous.
Cycling in and out of the criminal justice system, and too many people felt unsafe. I promised New Yorkers I would do everything in my power to restore safety and security. And we backed that promise with action.
Okay, things got better after the lockdown. So I guess yes, but yeah, not really.
We made unprecedented investments in police and public safety, over $3 billion. We enacted
she wrote checks.
The strongest gun laws in the nation.
Oh, so now I went to gun laws. What happened? Well, okay, so okay, so now we went to safety and gun laws. Okay, so that's how you're saving people, gun laws. Okay, for those of you who don't know this is something to know. Legal gun owners are less likely to commit crimes than people who don't own a gun. So if you make more legal gun owners, you by default make less crime. You could just make more licensed gun owners, you by default lower crime, right? But we'll keep
along
going.
With common sense reforms to keep serial offenders off the streets and to stop
serial offenders. She's the one who enacted bail reform that was so bad. She's like, yeah, all these people that I put back on the street, I should get them off the street. I don't wonder who put them on the street. Oh, that was me. But I'm going to get them off. And yeah, she's not going to. But yeah, in theory,
criminals from walking free on technicalities.
Okay, no. This drives me crazy. I don't mind if people walk on technicalities. That's what they're for. That's to keep the government honest. I worry that when they're convicted multiple offenders, you let them out off with no bail. Every single story we saw of bad people going out and harming people, every one of them was a multiple offender. Not one of them was a first-time offender. So give the first-time offender a chance. Once you're done, that's it.
Also equipped the police with the best technology, deployed more officers in the subway, and we formed specialized units to crack down on retail theft and also on domestic violence.
So, okay, you've been governor for 5 years. You figured that out last week? It's the same stuff. How long you been saying that? How long you been saying that? So, Ronna says, the DMV in Virginia sucks. I don't even deal with them. I'm 60 and I've had a legal driver's license for maybe 6 months of my entire life. I quickened an state ID 20 years ago. I'm surprised how many people I know do not have driver's license. I'm surprised. Yes. Andrew says, die Partei hat immer recht. I think that means, if I'm not mistaken, the party is always right. Yes, it is. You are correct. You are correct. So, all righty. Mastermind says, because Progressive cuts Kathy a check. Not bad. It's not bad. Yes, not bad. Absolutely. All righty. Let me grab some more of these.
4 years later, crime is hitting record lows. Shootings, homicides, subway crime, all down.
Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. All right, here. Everything's down. Again, she's not lying. As always, from the lockdowns, she is correct. If you look, here she gives it away. If you see over here, 2019, that's 2019. And you go over, that's today. Well, that's almost the same when you consider how many people we've left. Because remember, this isn't per capita. This is total, right? This is total, not per capita. So when we lose people, it will go down nationally because we lose people. So it's about the same as it was 2019. So she's so proud that we're now back to 2019 numbers. I mean, I guess that's good, but that's not improvement. That's where it was supposed to be. That's where it was supposed to be.
But I'll tell you this, we'll never be satisfied. So this year we're building on what works, using data, coordination, smart enforcement to stay ahead of the criminals. And we'll expand.
We are gonna make sure that we turn this into a complete and total police state.
Our successful network of crime analysis centers statewide. On our subways, we're committed to maintaining enhanced police patrols. We'll install more platform barriers at 85 additional locations and expand.
Could you make the trains run on time? Could you do that? Could you fix the most important part of our train system, which is the signals? That's what matters. Fixing the signals is what matters. And then adding Wi-Fi would be wonderful. How about that versus all the other things you do don't matter?
Our elite mental health units to get people in crisis off the trains and into care. We stemmed the tide of firearms that were flowing into our state along the iron pipeline.
They stemmed it. We're back to 2019 numbers.
But now we're taking aim at the plastic pipeline. This is incredible.
Plastic pipeline.
Illegal 3D printed ghost guns are now homemade killing machines.
They are homemade. Did you guys know that? They are homemade killing machines. You didn't know that. You can use a 3D printer to make homemade killing machines. Jesus. Somebody better do something about that.
And assembled with pieces you can easily purchase. How is that possible?
How can you put together something like that? Can't do that. Let's make illegal guns illegaler. Oh my God.
Fight back. I'm proposing the first in the nation law requiring all 3D printers sold in the state of New York to include software that blocks the printer from creating a gun. It's just
so good. Let's make sure that the state has software in your printers. What could go wrong? The state will have software in your printers. Ghost guns are enough. It's not enough. What has happened in New York State is we've created a black market. For those you know, it's a black market in New York State. There's a black market in guns, a black market in ammo. Why? Because she spends so much time doing this, people don't do it anymore. Our gun shops are going out of business left and right, and she's happy about it. And you might go, wasn't that good, Larry? Your gun shops are going out of business. That's great. We're getting rid of guns. We're not getting rid of guns. The amount of people I know in New York City who own a gun, You'd be surprised. They're not legal. None of them. They're all over the place. So what do? Here, what do? They go across the border to Pennsylvania or into Vermont or to New Hampshire, and they go buy guns and ammunition. Then they come back into America all the time. All the time. That's the normal thing. When they're done doing that, now some other state got the tax revenue, some other state got their got the dollars, the other state business surviving, they're getting it, and now we don't. Holy shit, is that stupid? This is more virtual signaling crap. More virtual signaling. Yes. Here, Adirondack says, I looked it up. Globally, there were 225 3D gun printed incidents, which means not even deaths. In New York State that I know, 0. I don't know of any in New York State. Maybe there's one. I know of 0 in New York State. 0. So yet again, we are solving a problem that doesn't exist. We got to get rid of 3D printed guns. Is that a thing? No, not a thing. Terrible. Not a thing. I don't know how that's a thing. So now here's the next thing. So now you're going to put this software in the 3D printer. How insanely stupid are you if you think it's going to work? Now, she knows it's not going to work. She doesn't care. That's the issue. She doesn't care if it's going to work. She knows that it's virtue signaling. If you're a bad guy and you want to make evil guns to hurt people, if that's your goal, you want to harm people with your gun, you're just going to buy a gun across a border, option 1, or 2, you will find a way to change the software because you're a bad guy and you'll make the gun. It will solve nothing. All it will do is make it harder for people to purchase and sell 3D printers in New York State. They'll be more expensive. So now we will be behind the curve of other states. So tech companies that want to create stuff with 3D printed stuff will not come to New York without massive bribes or exceptions or whatever the case may be. So now there'll be 1 or 2 exceptions she'll make because she'll bribe them with an exception. They get the exception, then what will happen? That guy will figure out, oh, wait a minute, I can make 3D guns on this and make cash on the side. He'll make a black market and it'll be a 3D someplace else. And then he'll make guns at night and he'll make tons of cash. Why? Because that's how it always works. That's how it always works. This is just making things worse. And these brain dead chimps are clapping. Yeah, we're going to stop everything. They're insanely dumb. Or who cares? All of them have guards with guns. They don't care. They got guards with guns. They don't care. Yes. Mike says that's 225 countries. Actually, he said globally from the FBI, but maybe it's countrywide. They never counted the ghost guns because the category is so small. Yes, because it's not a problem. Thank you, Mike. Because it's not a problem. Bronna says homemade killing machines as opposed to corporate-made killing machines. Well, I mean, we know which one's better, right? The corporate ones she gets a cut from, Bronna, okay? She gets a cut from the corporate ones. She can't get a cut from you. If you make that gun, where's her cut? Did you think about that? How's she going to buy her 3rd house in Florida, Bronna? You selfish people. She's got a mortgage in that 3rd house. She didn't buy it outright. She's got a mortgage in her 3rd house in Florida. Someone got to pay for that. So you making your homemade killing machines, where's her cut? No cut. Something's got to fall down there. Something's got to fall at her in front of her plate. The corporate guys, she gets a cut. Pay that mortgage. Got to be thinking, Bronna. Use a noodle.
Common sense. Just common sense.
It's common sense, you dummies. What's wrong with you?
And we're putting gun manufacturers on notice.
Okay.
You will no longer sell handguns that can be converted into semi-automatic machines.
Oh my God. Did you know that? You can convert handguns into semi-automatic machines. She knows guns. She knows guns. See that? What do these machines do?
Able to fire 1,200 rounds a minute.
Damn. So if you buy a gun, you can convert it where it will fire 1,200 rounds a minute. She knows guns. She knows guns. It'll become a semi-automatic machine. That's what she just said. She just said that. It will become a semi-automatic machine that can randomly fire 1,200 rounds in a minute. Okay, for those of you who don't know about firearms, there's no such thing as a semi-automatic machine. It can be semi-automatic or it can be automatic. Now, most handguns that aren't revolvers, or unless there's some funky load or something like that, they are by default semi-automatic. Semi-automatic basically means once you fire, it cocks the hammer back and loads another round right away, right? Boom, 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 right? That's what it usually is. What she means to say, she doesn't know any better. What she means to say is you can convert them to automatic. And there are some handguns like Glocks and such where you can do that. It's possible. But even if you could do it, even if you were someone who was a gunsmith and you would convert it, you can. It's possible. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Is there a handgun magazine that has 1,200 rounds in it? Is that a thing? I got my 1,200 round barrel with my handgun. Is that a thing that just fires 1,200 rounds in a minute? I mean, is that a thing? This is shit. Someone told her this. And she's like, yeah, that's the problem. And by the way, zero people are robbing people with automatic, semi-automatic machines that fire 1,200 rounds. Like, why do you even say shit like that? Because, Jesus. He's like, yo, I want that clip. I need a ladder, but that's what I'm saying. How you got 1,200 rounds in one magazine? I don't know how you did that. That's impressive. I hope they make that. That'd be amazing. I hope they make that one day. That'd be great. Let's figure that one out. Shreya's like fast figures. My God, you got to pull 1,200. For those who don't know firearms, semi-automatic is the norm. And can you fire a lot of rounds with a semi-automatic handgun? You can. I mean, but most people aren't that trained. You probably could get off if you had 15 total rounds and that's a lot of rounds. A lot of firearms don't even carry maybe 9, 8, depends, right? But say you're carrying 15. Right? One in the chamber, 14. Let's say that. You got a lot. Okay, we're fine. If you're not trained, and you could probably get 15 rounds off in 7 seconds about. Am I about right, guys? If you're untrained, you probably could, right? You probably get 2 rounds off in a second. You probably could. But if you're not that trained, how accurate are those rounds anyway? And why would you need to fire 15 rounds in 7 seconds? But maybe you could. Okay. In theory, I guess you could. You still got to reload. Again, assuming you're untrained, a regular person, it's at least 4 or 5 seconds to reload, at least, right? So if I happen to have 5 magazines of 15 prepared, New York State, I can't have more than 10, but I guess I'm breaking the law at this point. So I've got 15 rounds, right? And I got 5 magazines, 1 in and 4 I'm holding. Maybe I can get 75 rounds off in a minute if I'm a regular person. I mean, I'm sure someone who's spends a little time at the range could do better, but most people aren't that. And she's saying 1,200 rounds a minute. And the people have no idea about guns go, yeah, it's frying everything. This is our governor who said this stupid shit. This is our governor who said this. God, I love that.
Not here, not in New York. And that's how we save lives and fight crime.
That's how we save lives and fight crimes, by stopping people from having the 1,200 round per minute semi-automatic machines, which is everywhere and all the time. And yes.
As we reflect on the freedoms fought so hard for 250 years ago.
By the way, with guns owned by civilians. Wise ass. By the way, with guns owned by civilians. Lots of militia back then. So you've wrecked those.
Among them is the freedom to practice your religion.
True.
Without interference.
Okay, no. There's not a freedom to practice religion without interference. There's to practice a religion without interference from the government.
In 2026, we'll take steps to protect our houses of worship against the rising tide of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia.
Nothing but
New York has already invested $130 million to better secure these sacred spaces.
Why is the government giving money to organizations that don't pay taxes for security? I'm not saying they should have security. I'm not saying that. Have security. What about my security? Why don't you put some guards out front of my house? Why does the mosque and the temple get security from the government? They don't pay taxes. So they don't pay taxes, and then the government gives them money. No. Tax them, and they got to get, you're not taxing them. They can afford it. Have them buy security. I'm not mad at them wanting security. Have as much security as you want. Why the hell are we dropping $130 million so the state can protect the church? And she just said and goes, protecting our rights. Rights to do what? And where are all the thousands of dead Muslims and dead Jews? Don't get me wrong, they're being harassed. That's true. But then they should have their own security. Wow. Andrew says, how about letting practitioners carry? Kill two birds with one stone. Allow practitioners to carry firearms in their temples and their mosques or masjids. Done. Two birds, one stone. Is that right? Yeah, exactly right. Yes. Yes. Absolutely yes. 100%. I love that one, Andrew.
But clearly much more has to be done. Just last week, protesters led pro-Hamas chants outside a synagogue in Kew Gardens Hills.
Okay, you get to do that. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not. I'm saying the First Amendment does allow you to do so. You are allowed to support them. I don't know why you would, but you are allowed to. Why is the state spending money on this? Now, if they're physically threatening, then they deserve police protection. No worries. If they are physically threatening, they need police protection. Not mad at that. But they're out there saying stupid stuff about Hamas. They may do so. If the people feel worried, they should get their own security. And to Andrew's point, let them have firearms. Maybe they won't be coming so close because they might get in trouble, right? There's a way of fixing this without having to pay $130 million.
That's not free expression. That's harassment.
Okay, no, it's free expression. It's literally free expression. Stop it, guys. Okay, we don't want to become Britain. I know some of you who are worried about anti-Semitism, you don't like it. I get it. I don't like it either. But this is clearly a slippery slope. Not maybe, not kinda, not about. We are watching what's happening in Europe right now. No. Let the Muslims and the Jews carry guns. Someone's got a piece. They can take a little bit of lead. That's all I'm saying. Let that happen. I'm okay with that.
And targeting a Jewish community this way is anti-Semitism. And that's why I'm proposing a ban on these protests, and I'll respect people's right to protest.
She literally just said, we fought for all these freedoms. And then she first assaulted the Second Amendment and now assaults the First. And the chimps are clapping. Yeah, it's great. We got them freedoms. We got to get rid of the Second Amendment and the First Amendment so we can have our freedoms.
Protest any day of the week, but not within 25 feet of the property line at houses of worship. So those who simply want to pray, they simply want to pray, can do so without fear or harassment. Everybody deserves it. Every faith deserves that.
Well, you didn't say every faith, did you? You didn't say every faith, did you? You said Muslims and Jews, which they do. But there's also Christians, just saying. It's them too.
My responsibility for keeping New Yorkers safe, as you know.
Okay, that's not your responsibility. You made that up. Be very clear. Every time, my right to keep you safe. You're not my mom. You can stop. I didn't ask you to be my mom. This is not consensual, Governor. I'm not saying please be my mom. If I was asking you to be my mom, please be my mom. I'm not asking you to do that. So you don't need to be my mom. I'm good. I'm good with that. I have a feeling most New Yorkers would rather you not be their mom. Probably your kids too. But I don't know that. I'd guess that though. But anyway, that's what I have given you kids. So, yeah.
Extends to our kids as well. We've taken on big tech and passed nation-leading laws so kids will no longer be subjected to the addictive algorithms that manipulate their minds.
The kids are no longer? They're no longer? She stopped it. I don't remember when it happened. This happened?
They'll no longer be targets for mega corporations monetizing their mental health.
What? Who did that happen?
And now, when the school day begins, their cell phones are tucked away under our bell-to-bell ban.
Oh, the bell-to-bell ban. So during school, they can't have phones. So because of that, now they're safe forever. Did you understand what she just said? Now they can't because during school they can't. Wow, was that dumb. Wow, was that dumb. But not just that. They get it afterwards and then get the same stuff in their head anyway, right? So, yeah. But she's their mom.
Just the last 4 months.
Oh, 4 months.
The transformation has been extraordinary.
The transformation is extraordinary in 4 months. Here's the thing she won't tell you. Prior to that ban coming into play, over 50% of schools had already banned them. Yes. The ban was already voluntarily in place in over 50 schools. All she did was make it mandatory, which was stupid. Schools that thought it wasn't working were already banning them. Yes. My daughter goes to a Eastern Orthodox school here in Queens. They've already banned them. She has to drop it off in the morning, pick it up afterwards. Already happening. Before this ban, that was already there. They're already doing it. Extraordinary. Now, what's happening?
Classrooms are alive with discussion.
See, before they were all in their phones and teachers had no control, except that's a lie. They already banned it, but it's fine. She's made this up. Now they're alive with discussion. That's happened because of her ban. She got magic power.
Laughter fills our lunchrooms.
Laughter fills our lunchrooms now. Thanks to her. All hail. She is a generous God. She is.
And Frankie Focus haunts our children's dreams.
Okay, that's not funny, but that's fine.
He is a weird-looking dude. But I say building on our success.
Oh, building on success.
I say we enact new requirements to protect.
I say double more laws. You know what works more? More laws. I'll go back to my thing. I'll say again. Where is growth? Where is the opportunity piece? She said in her last year, when she did this, she said affordability, opportunity, and safety. And her number one issue was stopping people leaving from New York State. Well, she's 50-50. Now at least she's talking about affordability and safety. No opportunity and not about people leaving the state. She forgot about those completely.
Protect all social media users under the age of 18.
All. You're under 18, we hammering you.
Let's block direct messages from would-be child predators, number one.
Let's block direct messages from would-be child predator. How do you know which one's a would-be child predator? Which one is that? Or is it anybody you decide? Oh, it's who you decide, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's disable AI chatbots that can cause serious.
Let's disable AI chatbots so that the kids in school don't know how to prompt effectively so that when they become adults, none of them can be employed. That's how stupid this woman is. That's how broken and backward everyone is in this place. Now, I don't mean to be ageist, but I'm going to be ageist. They're all too goddamn old. They all think we can just ban it. You cannot. AI is going nowhere. Your kids need to use AI or they will not be employable in the next 10 years. That's the reality of life. She doesn't know that. She's never had a real job. She doesn't know that. She's actually hire and fire people. She doesn't know that. Neither do any of the chimps that are around her. None of them know that. None of them know that. You're not going to be replaced by AI. You're going to be replaced by somebody who knows AI. So you know what we should do? Not let our kids use AI because school matters so much. They'll be laughing or whatever she said. No. They need to be using chatbots. They need to be using AI because that's the future. It's not going away. Holy cow, this is embarrassing.
Mental health problems. Let's block location sharing. Why should they know where our kids are?
Because I'm a parent with kids and maybe I want to know where my freaking kid is.
And let's do more to cut off.
Okay, is that a thing? Like, Are chatbots finding out where the kids are and killing them or something? She's doing what she always does, solving problems that don't exist, passing laws for shit where, of all the things you could worry about, this is what you're worried about? This is the issue. I'll go back to the same thing. I can't pay my rent. My kid can't read. My parents, as soon as they retire, are going to leave the state and leave me alone. The second my kid graduates high school or college, he's leaving the state and I'm stuck here without my children. Family court is wrecking me. DMB is destroying me. My energy bills are so high, I'm in debt. I'm in credit card debt paying off my energy bill. And you give a shit about chatbots or ghost guns. That's what you care about.
Access to online sports gaming so our kids are not ensnared by addiction at a young age. We can get that done.
We'll make them get it ensnared by addiction when they're 18.
I know we can. Now, you've heard me say our communities cannot reach their full potential without an abundant supply of safe, affordable housing. We've talked about this a lot.
Yes, and you've been governor for 5 years, and it still sucks. You have talked about it a lot. True. You haven't done shit about it, but you sure have talked about it.
For too long, overburdensome regulations have made it too hard, not just to build homes.
If only somebody was governor, say for the last 5 years, and could have stopped all those horrible regulations. If only so. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's you. Andrew says AI judges cannot come sooner. Yes, I agree. We should probably, the way our terrible judges are, Andrew, we should probably replace at least half of them with AI. I'm not even joking. I'm not exaggerating. We probably should. It would be cheaper, better, faster, and fairer. I completely agree. Not just that. We want to use AI to slash regulations. Have it go through and figure out what regulations are used anymore and just end them. Yes, absolutely. Yes, 100%. And it's like all of them. We'll just phase them in.
But the places people work and the infrastructure our future depends upon.
Okay.
And that's why 4 years ago, I made a commitment to challenge the status quo.
And it took you 4 years to figure that shit out? I could have done it in a year.
To cut the red tape and to clear the way to build, and build some more.
Okay. Or you could just let them build. There's always that.
We took on a system that was failing our families.
True.
And passed the most significant housing deal in 50 years. We got that done.
Last year. Look at them clapping like, it ain't that great. It's not that great. It's not that great.
Very clear. Standing still is no longer an option.
It was for 4 years.
As a result, when we did this, we saved over 71,000 homes that were at risk of being scrapped. We opened the door for another 800,000 over the next decade. And we
800,000 next decade is nothing.
Funded shovel-ready projects. We strengthened tenant protections. We turned vacant.
Okay, strengthening tenant protections. That's not a thing. New York State has the best laws in the country already. Why are you strengthening them? You're making. Do you guys know this? If you're a small landlord and you tell your tenant you need to pay your late, they can call, say you're harassing, and you will get arrested. I'm not joking. Google it. That's literally what happens. You can call. You tell them, hey, Bronner, you're late on your rent. You got to pay. Oh, are you a small landlord, Larry? Yes, I'm a small landlord. They call the cops, and the cops come arrest me. Don't get arrested? Landlords who own like 1,000 units. Why? They have management companies and thugs, so they don't get arrested. Who gets arrested? The little guy does. That's New York State now. She's like, we got to make it tougher. No, you don't. It's pretty tough already. You're good. You're good.
Properties into homes and protected rent-regulated housing. And local governments are stepping up too. Under our plan, over 400 pro-housing communities have agreed to build more homes.
Okay.
Not because we lead with carrots. Because we lead with carrots, I started.
Yeah. See, that's for it. Not because we lead with carrots, because you don't. It's all stick with you.
Stick.
Yeah, it's all stick.
Went right away to carrots. Eat your carrots. But
Okay,
under my
no.
approach,
40 and stick.
we have communities saying yes to building housing for the first time ever. They're stepping up.
First time
And
ever.
I thank
They've never
those
built houses
communities.
before.
At first, we started with just 20 communities that were willing to step forward and say, I'll build more housing to get my hands on $650 million.
Oh, we bribed them. Okay. They're not playing games. The bribes are there. They literally said it. $650 million. Let's build some houses. That's how that works. See, our system is such shit that you can't just build a house because it's garbage. She just told us she was going to get rid of all the red tape, get rid of all the blah, 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 blah. No. Blah, 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 blah. No. She has cash. $650 million of it. Yeah.
I think everybody realized, we'd like to share that money too.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep changing the culture around building.
We're going to change the culture around building. No, you're not. You're going to bribe people. You're going to bribe people. Hey, it's too expensive to build. Here's $100 million. I'll build.
We have 400 communities. We're going to keep building this. And this year, we're going to invest an additional $250 million into affordable housing and $100 million to scale.
She just said she was gonna, that's what she said. I'm going to change the culture. I'm going to get rid of regulation. And then here's the thing, $250 million for that, $100 million for that. Let them build means bribe them to build.
Innovative manufactured housing that lowers costs and speed.
Whoa. It might be 3D printing. They can make guns with that. No.
These homes are beautiful, my friends. This is not the trailer park my parents started life in.
Oh,
that
stop
tiny
outpouring
rundown
us.
building. This is incredible. You can't tell the difference. I've visited so many of them. We'll also update our tax incentives to help owners of rent-regulated buildings in New York City make the repairs and investments.
Oh, so she on the Mom Donnie train now. Okay. So since she knows that once you put the cap on rent, they can't afford to fix anything. That's why that happens. She knows that. So what does she say now? Oh, we're gonna change the tax incentives. So we're not gonna charge you property tax.
To get more housing stock online. And we'll crack down on the worst landlords with increased penalties and strengthen rent relief.
Okay, you just expressed why they're bad landlords, and now we're going to crack down. So what is this? Take our money, or we will arrest you and take your property. Yes, take our money, or we will take your property. So that's the carrot and stick right there. There we go. And he's like, who voted for Oprah for governor? It's true. You get $10 million. You get $100 million. You get $250 million. It's all gone. I love it. Adam says more apartments. She does mean that. That's true. Yes, absolutely. So Mike says, so beautiful, but not one elected official in New York State will live in any of these new ghettos. True. Remember the side of government housing blowing up in the Bronx in October? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Mike's correct. This is like the new developments when you and I were growing up, Mike. Remember the new developers? That's what this is. 100%. That's what this is. 100%.
For seniors and New Yorkers with disabilities. But as far as we've still come, there's a lot of projects still stuck. Not because...
Yeah, there are. Roy says, if you have a right to pray, then others don't have a right to threaten you on your way in. No, I'm agreeing with you. Be very clear. I'm agreeing with you. If they're threatening, that's a crime. Cops should be stepping in. Absolutely. And that does happen. I get it. So when they're threatening, call the cops. I got you. As you should. And that's for anyone. If someone's threatening you, that's a crime. Cops should be called. I'm in. No issue. If someone's saying, I don't like you Muslims, I don't like you Jews or whatever, you can say that. That's legal to say. If you don't like them or whatever you don't like, I think it's terrible, but you can say it. If the people feel threatened, but there's no actual threats, I get it, then they should be able to have their own security to defend themselves as they see fit. We all should be able to do so. Defend yourself as you see fit. I have no problem with that. Let the people look. It happened in Texas, that one dude who thought he was going to go into a church, shoot people up, and their homeboy put him down after one shot. I'm not mad at that guy. If you want to have a, temple security or masjid security, I'm in. Do it. All good. No worries.
They're bad ideas, but because of the system itself, the system has become the obstacle.
Yes.
Even projects everybody agrees we need, affordable housing, clean energy,
yes.
critical infrastructure,
yes,
can spend years trapped in red tape, pushing up the costs and pushing opportunity further and further out of reach. So this year,
if there was only somebody who ran this state for the past years, who could have changed, that's you. That's kind of you.
we're taking a hard look at the environmental review processes that have not been updated in half a century. Now, now, they slow down the very projects that help us fight climate change, create housing, and strengthen our communities. That's why in this budget, I'm proposing a simple, common sense update.
Common sense,
when
people.
Communities say yes to housing, infrastructure, clean energy, we're going to let them build. And when
literally what I said. When I was about build the nuclear power plants, what I say, do a plebiscite. People agree, build it. Done. Huh. Do her people watch my show? Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
a town or city decides to move forward, they should not get stuck in regulatory hell.
Yes.
Now, cutting red tape doesn't end at the construction site. It extends to government too.
Uh-oh.
This year will eliminate.
Damn, she a libertarian now. Okay.
Onerous, outdated regulations and leverage cutting edge technology to show us how to make government work better. But we'll also do it the old fashioned way, talking to small business owners and other impacted businesses.
You told me about 15 minutes ago when you're doing this thing that you've been talking to me for 4 years. You should know already, don't you?
About the bureaucratic barriers that are holding them back. People deserve to know their tax dollars are being spent wisely and that their government is operating efficiently.
They should know that. But it's not true.
And we're bringing that same productivity as we build the jobs of the future. Now, today, the Empire State is home to 8.5 million private sector jobs.
True.
Almost 1 million more than when I first took office.
Okay, you took office during the lockdowns. Of course that's true. Of course that's true. People were stuck in their house. Yes, of course that's true.
And now we're forging ahead, tapping into the creativity that has always defined our state. Just looking back 200 years ago.
Oh, my God.
The Erie Canal made New York State an industrial powerhouse.
And the private sector built it.
Sustained generations of jobs.
Yes.
Good paying manufacturing jobs in entire communities.
Yes.
But those jobs, when they were shipped overseas in the 1970s.
They were, weren't they?
Communities like mine paid the price.
Yeah.
I remember when the steel plant shut down.
She's talking about history like she just took over yesterday.
Buffalo. It took a toll.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the pain from the
But you were in government.
Business signs. Businesses gone dark. The drawn faces I saw on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I've lost hope. None of my siblings, big Irish Catholic family, right? Lots of siblings. They couldn't even stay in the town they wanted to grow up and raise their kids in. The lesson that taught me will never be forgotten. New York should never be left at the mercy of decisions made far away with no regard for the people here at home.
I agree with that 100%. Oh, my God, she's becoming a libertarian. Here it comes. Libertarianism. Keep going. Come on,
so
do it.
We're ushering in a rebirth of manufacturing, one that's built to last.
Okay. How you manufacturing?
In 2022, we enacted the nation's largest semiconductor incentive program, ensuring that the defining technology of our time would be built in New York by New Yorkers.
But they're not being built
We're
here.
already landing the world's largest chip makers. But to ensure that these opportunities are within reach for all, not just reserved for a select few, I'm going to be investing $500 million to help all New Yorkers gain the skills they need to succeed.
So the government's going to decide what skills you need and going to put in $150 $500 million to do so. That's a colossal, that's a giveaway. That's a giveaway to consultants. That's a giveaway to private schooling. That's a giveaway. That's just a giveaway. And it will be, of course, minority women-owned businesses. That is just a giveaway. That's it.
We'll do that. Let's go way back, though. It starts with the fundamentals you learn in school. And that's why 2 years ago, I took on some strong interest.
No, you didn't.
And insisted that we go back to basics on how we teach our kids to read for the first time in 20 years.
You didn't. It was Eric Adams. I did a whole show on it. So now you biting off Eric Adams because he's down and out. I get it. So you biting. You didn't do that. Eric Adams did. He literally said, we're going to teach kids how to read. Why? Why? Because when you when you were in government, you knuckleheads put in Common Core and you put it across the entire state and it wrecked our children. An entire generation destroyed because of your stupidity. We stopped doing phonics in New York State. Some of you are ready to fall out of your seat. It's true. We stopped. We did sight words and bullshit like that, and the kids can't read. Our kids in New York State can't read. Our kids in New York can't do math. I'm not joking. They suck at it. We drop $40,000 a year per kid per year in this state, and our kids at best are mediocre. At best are mediocre. She is a goddamn embarrassment. This is her fault. She was around for all of it. I didn't hear her yelling about it. I didn't hear her saying, don't do it. Now she's all of a sudden figured it out. Again, you've been governor for 5 years and you're not figuring out, damn, the kids can't read. Huh? Damn, the kids can't do math. I know. I knew that in 2018 when I first ran 8 years ago. I was talking about this. I'm on record saying how shitty it is, how it's failing us. Why? Because I had 2 kids in school and I have to help them to read and do math because our school system is a steaming pile of shit. And it's not because teachers are bad. It's not. I talk about teachers being able to teach. It's because our administrators make everything horrible because of people like you. That's the reason.
And we got rid of ineffective methods. We took on that fight and we won. This year.
It was your fight. So, boy, I smacked those people around, then I smacked myself around.
Let's take the same approach to math so we can prepare the next generation for the jobs of tomorrow.
This is a hot take for her. Ugh. How much money you brought people at that time?
Embark on a new career, adults who want to do something different or the job that they chose isn't working.
How can you when you won't let the kids learn AI?
Yeah. We launched free community college for adult learners pursuing high demand careers from healthcare to advanced manufacturing. And just since last summer, more than 11,000 more people enrolled than would have done it otherwise. We're opening.
They enrolled because they don't got jobs. They all got fired last year with AI, which you won't let them learn. They went to school not because they got fired. I'm not making this up. Jesus. Chris says that's why the 2018 Larry Sharpe education plan is needed in New York State. Yes, from 8 years ago. Correct. There was one idiot yelling about this 8 years ago, and that idiot was me. No one else was.
Doors of opportunity like my family had. Let's expand it even further. It's working.
Okay.
Let's expand it to add new fields like logistics, air traffic control, emergency management, other fields. We can get this done. But also, speaking of preparing for the future, we must plan for the energy that industries require.
Okay, now we're talking.
Last year, I took on the bold step of
she has been failing at everything. This one, she's gonna knock it out the park. Come on now.
Greenlighting the first nuclear project in a generation. It is a vital part of our all-the-above approach.
Last year, you figured that out. I've been talking nuclear energy for 8 years. You figured it out last year? Or could it be I explained how it could work last year? Your people watched my show and told you it's time. It could be that.
Energy.
It could be that. Just saying.
I realized it sounded very ambitious. At the time, we set a goal of building 1 gigawatt of nuclear power.
I started with 3.
We thought about it. There's one thing I believe.
What do you
go
believe?
big or you go home.
Is that right?
So I've decided to raise the bar to 5 gigawatts. That's more nuclear power
I have 12 now, but that's fine.
than is built anywhere in the United States in the
Not
last
bad.
30 years. Let's do it.
Haven't built anywhere in the past 30 years. You were lieutenant governor for 3 years and governor for 5, and now you care about this.
So many communities are begging for this upstate.
Yes.
And also,
Haven't I said
sure
this?
New Yorkers are ready for these good paying opportunities.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of building involved, my friends in labor.
Yes.
We're going to have a nuclear workforce development program so we can.
No, you fucked it up. You actually have something good. Okay. All you have to do, as in my plan, is say, here's the land. I will lease it to you. Go build. No. She can't do that. Because remember, she has to. She must have control. Centralized Soviet-style control is all she knows, so she must have it. So we're going to create a program of nuclear blah, blah, blah. You could just shut the fuck up and let them build. You could just do that. No one needs your stupid, broken nuclear plan. Nobody needs that. There's not one person like, man, I hope Kathy Hochul has a plan. No one thinks that. Not a person. Everyone's like, oh, we can build it? I got you. And they'll build it. Because you know what people already do? Build stuff. Without you. They don't require their mom to teach them how to build shit. They got it already. So you could just say, hey, here it is. Have a nice day. Go build. She won't. Because again, she is the job giver. What she's great at, and I hate to say it, but it's true, is giving out jobs. So she has to have the blah, blah, blah nuclear energy force. So you can go, you get this job, you get that job, you get that job. She must maintain control. That's how she is. What she should have just done is just said, there. My plan is, there it is. Lisa lands out. Good luck. And not just that. What she doesn't talk about, I want community ownership. She says they get to decide if they want to have the place or not. True. I get that. I agree. Communities should not be forced to have nuclear power plants. They don't want it. She said it. I've been saying it. A lot of places upstate, particularly North Country, they want it. They want it in their communities. Awesome. You want it in your community? Take it. Your community. You get to decide. Crazy, I know. You can decide what you want in your community. You want it. But now we want to have 50% ownership locally. Why? Because AI is about to wreck this state, the whole country. The only way to deal with that is to control energy. Because AI needs energy and a lot of it. So 5 gigawatts ain't shit. We need 12. That's the reality. And if government builds it, it'll take 17 years to build. How do I know that? It took 15 years to go freaking 2 miles here in Manhattan. Walk away, up and running, 2 years. How do I know that? The Chinese do it already.
Forge our clean energy future together.
Nuclear Workforce Development Program. Never happened.
We'll see what Homer's doing. But let me be clear.
Simpsons joke. Be clear. Tell me.
Our energy system exists to serve New Yorkers first.
Well, that's not true.
Now, data centers are vital for an innovative future, but they guzzle up tremendous amounts of energy and leave ratepayers footing the bill.
Yes.
So if they want to build in New York,
yes,
they have to pay their fair share for the power they use.
Now think how stupid that is. Watch what she says. Where she goes. Watch.
But also,
here's the bad part.
Ultimately, I want them, if you're going to come, you have to generate your own power independently.
Do you understand how stupid that is? You have to generate your own power. Okay, so I'm Texas or I'm Florida or I'm Tennessee, and I go, I have energy for you. I'm making a power plant. Come by. Okay, or you go to New York with terrible employee systems, terrible insurance systems, everything's bad, and you got to build your own power plant. I'm going to stay in Texas. Duh. It's insanely. She has to have control. The answer is build the damn thing, have the people own, the local people in that community own 50% of it, let the private sector build it and sell the energy to the data centers. Connect it directly right next to it. So there's no need for a grid to build. and they can make tons of money. And what happens then? See, here's her issue. I want cheap pricing. No, I want the community to make money off the data center. If the data centers pop up to all the nuclear power plants and suck them out, they'll pay for it regular price, extra. She wants to extra price them. They're not going to come to the state then unless you bribe them. Have you learned nothing? She's learned nothing. They won't come unless you bribe them. But if you instead just say, go, hook up directly, boom, pay the regular fees, whatever those are, which makes more profit for the actual nuclear power plant, which makes the private company happy, and local people make money. If they make money, then they would want to have tons of these data centers here. It's not rocket scientists. It's a scientist. It's not rocket science.
Clean energy, not on the grid, and we're going to make sure that because
not on the grid. I want it on the grid. I want it on the grid so I could sell it to Quebec, so I could sell it to Pennsylvania, so I can sell it to Vermont and New Hampshire. I want it. This is literally my plan wrecked. She said, let's take Larry's plan and make sure it fails utterly. Done. That's okay. Yeah. Larry's plan works way too well. And I don't get the grift. And should have worked. Okay. No. Let's take his plan. How could we wreck Larry's plan, make it look kind of like his plan? Done. And that's what she did. Well done. When it comes to trashing plans, I mean, that's good.
We will not allow technology to undermine our infrastructure and raise costs for New Yorkers.
It's
we also
technology grows it.
Technology to undermine our democracy, because people deserve to trust what they see and hear during elections.
I don't have a democracy. I have no say over my government. I'm not joking. I have no say. The Democratic Party where I live wins every single election where I live. Every election. Local, state, federal, every election. So if they win every election and I'm not a Democrat, I can't vote in the primary. Therefore, I have no say in my government. I have to hope I have a generous God such as her.
Election season. So this year will require disclosures on all AI-generated images and videos, so real New Yorkers know what's real and what's not.
She, out of the hour of her bullshit, there's one thing that's nice. I completely agree. This is a transparency issue. Sorry about that. It's a transparency issue. I agree completely. It's a transparency issue. I completely agree with it. So I hit the wrong button there. I apologize. There we go. So yeah, this part, okay. I guess this is good. I agree. Transparency, good. Transparency, good. No worries on that one. See?
And we'll strengthen our existing laws that will prohibit deepfakes that impersonate candidates, deceive voters, and manipulate elections. Take a good look at these guns.
Oh God, I want to vomit. She hates guns. And they got to, oh God, like she's a warrior. Jesus, no. It's called First Amendment. It's fine. God damn it. You're a public figure. You get to be made fun of. But just, we know it's AI. I agree. Here's my issue. And I'm strong on this. And some of you don't like this, but I am strong on this. If you do this and you don't label AI, that's fraud. And fraud is a crime. Label it AI, label it a parody. I don't care. But if you're not labeling AI, that is fraud. That is a crime.
Take a look at the guns. It's the last time you're going to see them.
She's not joking. She hates guns. Except for herself.
But all jokes aside.
Okay.
New York has always been a place where fundamental rights are vigorously defended.
No, it isn't. Except for the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. Except for those.
Under direct attack, New York is doing what we've always done.
What's that?
We're standing firm.
No, we're not.
When Roe v. Wade was overturned, we acted immediately, protecting abortion access and shielding patients and providers from political persecution.
Stop. All right. Stop. She always does this shit. Okay, for those of you who aren't in New York, there is literally zero chance of a woman's right to choose being affected in New York State. Zero. It is actually codified in our law and now in our state constitution. It's not a thing. It is freaking, and the Democrats have a supermajority in the assembly. It's not going to happen. It's not a thing. And New Yorkers want it in the Constitution. Not going to happen. Not a thing. Here is what I will do as governor. I will promise you, and I'm the only governor who promised this. When I'm done after 4 years, there will be fewer abortions in New York State from the day that I started. Why? Not because I will pass a law that will all of a sudden do that, because I'm a libertarian. I do not want the government being involved in this. But here's our best defense. For those of you who are against abortion, here's the best defense against abortion. Women choosing to not have abortions. The best defense. How do we do that? By allowing women to feel comfortable, by allowing them to feel safe, by allowing them to have access to contraception, by allowing them to be able to have adoption easier, not just that, surrogacy easier. We do those things, you will watch the number of abortions come down because women will be choosing to not do it. Here's a fact. Most women who decide to have an abortion is because they believe it is their only or best option. Some not, but most, the vast majority actually believe that. If we can show them there's a better option, taking that baby to term, either via surrogacy or through adoption, if we can do that, some women will, more will. If they feel comfortable that they can actually take that baby, have support within their communities and their families, they'll take the baby to term. Here's how I know. Most of the time, when you make women feel safe, they choose to have children. Most do. That's human nature. We make that happen, we can make fewer abortions. We can do that. I know we can. I speak it often, and I promise I'll make that happen. But I don't have to touch the law because I'm not going to anyway. Doesn't matter.
Enshrine the Equal Rights Amendment in our state constitution.
Already there.
Strengthen one of the nation's oldest human rights laws. But over the last year,
yeah, what happened?
That record has come under siege by the Trump administration.
No, it is not. Trump is not taking away your abortion. Stop it.
One of the clearest examples of what's
I'm sorry, we have to add again. We've been a while before we've done Orange Man bad. It's not a thing.
Stake is the right to health care. Republicans in Washington want to drive up premiums, deny coverage, and force families to choose between seeing a doctor and paying their rent.
Okay. New York State controls health care. It is the most expensive healthcare in the nation. She is on top of it. Our health is expensive and health insurance is expensive because of her and her shitty policies. That's the truth.
Here in New York, we're going to fight like hell to stop them.
You could just lower healthcare prices.
This year will protect affordable healthcare for more than 1.3 million New Yorkers at risk of losing it. That's how we stand up. We're also protecting access to life-saving vaccines.
Okay,
last year when
stop this lying. No one, 0 people are stopping you from getting the jab that she worships so much. No, not even RFK Jr. stopping it. He's not stopping it. He's saying it's not mandatory for children. It's not mandatory, like the Hep B, which is stupid, but that's fine. You can still get it. If you really want to stick your kid 77 times in a month, you may if you want to. I hope you don't, but you may if you want to. This is stupid. This entire idea is another lie. It's not true. No one is taking away abortions in New York State. It's not a thing. No one is taking away the jab in New York State. It's not a thing. This is her virtue signaling, fear-mongering, because she's got no plan. I'll go back to the same thing I've been talking about since the beginning of this goddamn thing 3 hours ago. I can't pay my rent. What's your answer? Nothing. My kid can't read. She touched a little bit, but not much. My kid can't do math. Kinda, a little bit. But that's about it. I got problems in my family here. And you're worried about abortion rights in New York State? Are you kidding me?
Pharmacies started turning people away. I literally had to declare an emergency, and we had to expand who could prescribe and administer vaccines.
Yeah, and it's expanded. It's not a thing. If you want to get a jab, you may. No one's stopping you. They're just not mandating it. That's all. You can go to your doctor and go, hey, I want to give my kid all these jabs. And the doctor will go, okay. They always do. It's not a thing. It's fear-mongering.
So no New Yorker is left unprotected. And think about our kids. This year, I'll go further. ensuring New York's immunization standards are set by trusted medical experts, not
the medical experts that locked us down. The medical experts that make sure that the majority of us are overweight. The medical experts who've been telling us how to deal with our heart problems for literally 50 years, and heart disease is still #1 killer. The medical experts who are still making cancer a problem. Are you high? Are you smoking crack? What is wrong with you? Somehow, for years, parents can figure this out. Now they can't.
Conspiracy theorists.
This is, again, just, I don't like it. Look how people are not clapping.
Crazy.
Look at people who are not clapping. And this is filled with her lackeys. And they're not clapping because she's full of shit.
Idea, right?
No, you're full of shit.
Also, protecting New Yorkers also means this.
What?
Standing up to ICE agents who abuse their power.
Because that's the thing that's happening in New York State now. That's happening in New York State. That's a problem in New York State. Roy, is this for me or someone else? How could one have natural right to bear arms to protect one's property but not have natural right? I agree. I'm saying change the environment. I don't know if that was for me or not, but I'm saying change the environment. That's what I'm saying. So Mike goes, kids are in least danger of the pandemic. True. Measles outbreaks with illegal alien caravans. I'm not sure about that, but yes, it absolutely true. Yes. You're totally right, Mike. Some people don't want to know this. This is true, though. The number of children who were healthy, meaning who did not have breathing conditions, who passed from the bug, 0. Let me say it again. The number of healthy children in America who passed from the bug, 0. No one did. They all had something else going on. Those who passed. That was it.
Thank you. Yep. New York is a state that was built by immigrants.
All states.
People like my own grandparents who fled great poverty in Ireland.
This is just.
And we don't forget
oh
where
my
we came
God.
from.
This
Over the
is
last year,
just.
Communities across New York, from farms and Sackett's Harbor.
Okay, I just got to keep going. I'm sorry, guys.
County.
There's only a certain level I can go. It's not a thing
here. I'll do whatever
here.
it takes to protect New Yorkers from criminals any day of the week. I always have, always will.
Except when it comes to bail reform or prison reform. But, otherwise, yeah, you will. Otherwise.
But people of all political beliefs are saying the same thing. What we've seen lately has gone too far, and enough is enough. So.
Look, Colleen was clapping. They're like, okay, why? It's not a thing here. It's not a thing. Everything she just said to wrap this up is all just virtue signaling garbage. It's not a thing.
New York will not allow the use of state resources to assist in federal immigration raids on people.
That makes things worse. Okay, let me be very clear. That makes things worse. If local police do not assist ICE, if they don't, ICE makes stupid mistakes because they don't know the local areas. The reverse is true. Look, I know some of you don't like Trump. I get it. But let's understand something. Trump is a deal maker. That's who he is at his core. He's not a conservative at his core, a liberal at his core. That's not who he is. At his core, he is a deal maker. A smart governor or a smart mayor would say, damn, he wants to make a deal. Let me make a deal with him. Give me X number of ICE people. Let my local people who need help coordinate so you don't do stupid stuff because you don't know the area. My local cops do. They know where Bad Pablo is. So how about I allow them to work together so that when I need help, I can do that instead and head on in and have ICE get the bad guys and not wind up hurting somebody they shouldn't be hurting. Not having local people assist makes things worse, not better. She just said, we'll make things worse. And we're like, yeah, let's make things worse. Let's have random people who don't know the area come on in and start picking people up. What could go wrong? Terrible idea. Terrible idea. Local people should be doing all the work and just have them bring in the people when they need extra help. Coordination is how it works well. Generally speaking, you see it happen pretty well in Memphis because Memphis PD led it and said, ICE, help me here, help me here. Don't go there, don't go there. Go here, go there. That's how it actually could work.
Who have not committed serious crimes. Not doing it.
This is terrible. And it's not even a problem.
Let me be clear.
Hold on. Phil says, I should just be collecting criminal legal aliens in jail. Also true. But again, then let local police forces who know what's happening go, hey, you don't got to go get Bad Pablo. We will. He'll be at the jail. Go pick him up. Perfect. Again, I don't have a problem with that. Coordination with local people who know what's going on is the answer. And maybe it is a jail. Maybe the local police are fine. They can pick up the bad guys and head them over there. It's fine. I don't care. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that one. That may be the right answer in certain areas. That may be the right answer.
Public safety will always come first, but it must be pursued lawfully and with humanity. We will not allow masked ICE agents to storm our schools, our daycare centers,
in New York State.
Our hospitals, our houses of worship. For civil
it's not a thing in New York State.
Unless they have a judicial warrant. And guess what that means? Signed by a judge.
That's what cops know how to do, and Mastermind brings it right up. So why would you not want the local cops to be involved? Literally. Why wouldn't you?
And when these boundaries are crossed,
they're not.
Accountability matters.
Accountability matters.
From the president on down is above the law. Let me repeat, no one. And that's
except Tish James. Except for her. Nobody. Except her. And Cuomo. Nobody. Except her and Cuomo. Cuomo. That's it.
Why I will allow to move to have New Yorkers hold ICE agents and others accountable in court when they act outside their scope of duties. Now
that'll teach Trump. Take that, Trump. We got you, Trump.
This does not interfere
except
with
my friends and mentor.
Law enforcement or public safety. It simply affirms a core truth. Power does not justify abuse.
So why don't you stop abusing us then?
Are violated here in the state of New York. I say they deserve their day in court.
Oh, God. Then stop abusing us then.
No matter who's in the White House. Rest assured, your family, your
no matter who's in the White
are my fight.
So what I love here is all she does at the end is go, I didn't actually have any answers that were going to help you. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to beat up Trump for you. Trump is bad and we're going to get him. And all these things, like my last 5 minutes of shit I said doesn't affect you at all or New York State in any way, shape, or form. But, Trump, teach that Trump guy a lesson. That'll work. And the worst part is there's some people are like, yeah. But again, some people are like, wait a minute. You've been yelling how bad Trump is for 10 years and the state still sucks. Like the state still sucks and you've been yelling Trump bad for 10 years. Maybe you should not.
You know, history has proven when freedom is on the line, New York shows up, beginning with the ordinary people who stood up and fought for their freedoms and values when they were under attack 250 years ago.
You're attacking them now.
We are the patriots. We're not. No. Wrong. Patriots. Get rid of that. Not
okay. She's the last thing she is a patriot.
Not those patriots who fought. You guys screwing around. The patriots who forged a new nation. We are the people who shed blood at Saratoga. blazed
guns.
a trail from Seneca Falls,
With
demanded dignity at Stonewall.
With
and
guns.
When the American experiment was put to the test, when the path was darkest, it is New Yorkers who light the way forward.
We're letting it backward.
Some of the challenges before us today are very similar to those New Yorkers faced 250 years ago.
Yeah, but
Others are new. The battles may look different.
Yes, but you're the redcoats. Correct. From 250 years ago, there's similar problems, but you're the redcoats. You're the monarch, right? You're King George. It's you. Well, you're queen, but whatever. You're King George. So we should be fighting you. You are the empire. You are the kingdom. You're correct, but you're forgetting who the rebels are. You think you're the rebels. You ain't the rebels. You said we are New York. That's the royal we. As the queen would say, we agree that you should be here. Literally the royal we. Perfect. Just perfect.
There's one thing that never changes. It's that unspeakable spirit and the toughness of the people of this state. You see it every single day. You see it in the police officer.
You don't see, of course, you see it in the redcoats. No. In what we see in New York State, in most of our cities, is acquiescence, a broken group of people who can't wait to pack up and leave. That's what we actually see.
Patrolling the streets of the night, allowing the rest of us to sleep safely. You see it in teachers encouraging students to pursue their dreams.
Government employee.
Like my 8th grade social studies teacher, Mr. Peter James did at Hamburg Middle School. It's the nurse in the North Country who puts her kids to bed before heading to the hospital for the overnight shift.
All through my government.
It's the 5th generation dairy farmer in Wyoming County, up before dawn.
There we go. All right, there's one.
Knowing that people are counting on him for their very existence. Different callings, but a shared experience.
You can just read it. It's right there for you. Just read it.
One purpose. Showing up and standing guard, doing the work day after day. That's the legacy we must uphold.
Okay.
And I believe that 250 years from now, people will look back at this moment in time and ask, did we stand up and fight for the—
No, we didn't. We let you run over us. I'm the only asshole fighting. I'm the only one doing it. We didn't fight. We allowed us to be shut down during lockdowns. We allowed us to be bullied into getting a jab. We allowed people like you to make us believe that there's no way we can make anything work. We've allowed you to destroy our electoral system so that one party rules this state for the past 22 years. We did not stand up and fight. We didn't. I tried in 2018, and you crushed me in 2020, and then Democrats crushed me in 2020, Republicans crushed me in 2022, and now I'm back again. There's one idiot fighting, and that idiot is me. The Republicans aren't fighting right now. What are they doing? They got a guy who won't do anything, has no chance. And you're the red coat. You're the red coat.
Most fundamental rights when they were under attack. Did we stand up and protect New York as a beacon of opportunity for—
No, where's the opportunity? You don't have a plan for growth. Where was the plan to support small business? Where was the plan to support big business? Where was the plan to get people to grow? Where was the licensing plan? Where was the reciprocity and licensing plan? Where was the ability to draw people in? What was the draw to get people to come back to the state? Where was that? Nowhere. She has no plan for any of this. Her plan is, I will write more checks. I will grift while the grifting is good because I recognize the empire is burning. I know that. I know that Rome is falling. So let me take while I can take and watch you people fail because we are New York, not you. You are the peasants who we abuse. You're the peasants who we attack. We are New York. Please get out of our way. I will say things that will make you think I'm fighting for you. I'm not. I don't care about you at all. That's what she actually says.
People all over the world. A place where you can raise a family without being crushed by bills, where you can afford a home, where you can start—
We can't. You just showed us a 60-year-old woman who got a home and you were happy. Nothing you're saying is actually working.
A business or work a farm without being destroyed.
What was her, okay, work a farm. What was her plan for farmers? Did you hear one? I didn't. We're losing farmers every single month. Tons of them dropping out. They're having to take solar farms and wind mills because they have no way of making money besides that. What was her plan for them? Oh, right. Nothing was her plan.
By tariffs. Did we properly invest in education, knowing that an educated populace may be our best defense against tyranny?
Why don't you ask all the educated people in China in 1948 if that worked? Did that work? All the educated people in China in the 40s and the 50s, where'd they go? Oh, right, Cultural Revolution. They went to farms and to gulags, Chinese gulags, camps out in the farms. That didn't work too well. How about all the educated people in Russia when that happened? Where'd they all go? Oh, right, gulags. Yeah. Holy shit, that's stupid. You know, our founders thought there might be a good problem, a good way of defending against tyranny. It was called the Second Amendment, which you've destroyed. That's what it's called. Education that you control. Education that you control. What's that old saying? If you send your children to be educated in Rome, don't be surprised when they come back Romans. So she has state-run propaganda farms called schools, and that's the best answer? Meanwhile, you see all our kids educated in school leave New York State and go someplace else. That's her answer? That's the best answer against tyranny? It's embarrassing. Why are you clapping, you morons? See, even they can't. They're like, it's kind of dumb. Even this is her people. And I'm like, it's kind of stupid. Yeah, that's not the best defense is the gun. That's why we got a Second Amendment. It's kind of why we got that. Yeah. Look, even the person who's doing the hand signals was like,
cherished rights were stripped away, and our very democracy was threatened. Did we stand up and fight back and protect them?
Against you? Did we? I'm trying.
On each of these questions, I know New Yorkers will accept no answer.
Except yes, ma'am. Except yes, ma'am. Yes.
Other than a resounding yes. And that, my friends, is the essence of my 2026 State of the
That is the essence. Say yes to me. I am your queen. You will obey your monarch. True.
The state. In the weeks ahead, working with Leader Stuart Cousins and Speaker
working
Hasty,
with the rest
we'll
of
find
my
even more ways
people
to deliver for New Yorkers, just as we've done these last 5 years. Because there's one thing I know.
Go ahead.
So New Yorkers move forward.
Yeah.
With strength and compassion, side by side. There's
we don't have that, though.
No challenge we can't meet. No tyrant we can't beat. No future.
Okay, because you're one of them. Let's beat you. I'm there. And he's like, those who clap got the hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribe. True. They were like, here's money. You're so right. Oh, she's so right. Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. Absolutely. Yes.
We can't build. So let's build that future together with enthusiasm, optimism, and with fearlessness.
Okay, it's just read it. It's right there. You can't read.
Let's be tough. We have to be strong. And just to conclude, I say this. What else can you possibly say on a day like today other than, let's go Bills?
That was painful. That was painful. That was painful. But we're done. We went through it. We got through the whole thing. We got through the entire thing. It was challenging, but we did it. I appreciate you all staying with me through the entire thing. It is nuts. I do want to ask them if I could. If you enjoyed it and you saw what you saw and you enjoyed it, then do me a favor. Donate. LarrySharpe.com/donate. If you can give. I'm still raising money. I'm still trying to make this happen. I am. You see how I feel. You see what I'm talking about. You get the real me whenever you meet me. So I hope that was good for you guys. Also, please click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. It does matter. If you have not shared or reposted this, please do so. If you don't, you love Kathy Hochul. It's true. If you don't share this or post this, you love Kathy Hochul. That's how it works. If you have not already subscribed and or followed whatever page you're watching, please do so. It really does matter. So if you can do that, I love it. And also, of course, I ask all the time, don't forget to click the like button. I know it's odd, the like, you want to click the like button, click it. The like button does matter. If you can click it, please click it. Every little bit does count. Let me grab some comments if I can that I hopefully didn't get all of them. I'll try to get some more if I can. All right. Now you guys have a couple of them. I want to cover a couple more that may have popped up. But so many that popped up. I tried to grab them to the best of my ability, but it is obviously challenging because we're 3 hours tonight. So a long show tonight, guys. Thanks for staying the entire time. For those of you who did, I do appreciate that. Yes. All righty. Anthony says, Larry, you're running as Republican against Blakeman. I think you generally have a chance to win a GOP nomination for governor. I agree with you. I think there is a chance. I am trying my best. I haven't decided 100% yet. I am leaning towards it, but I haven't decided 100% yet. If I'm able to run as a Republican, the odds are I'll beat Blakeman. He's a terrible candidate. He has no one likes him. He can't raise money. He's a disaster. So if I'm able to beat him, I will still run as a libertarian anyway. So no matter what, I'm running as libertarian. So I'll have libertarian line, We the People line, Republican line, and conservative line against Kathy Hochul's 2 lines. This becomes a winnable race. And if we're able to actually get into a debate with Kathy Hochul, it will be embarrassing. I've been street fighting for 8 years. She has no idea how to fight. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. So yes. So anyway, yes, I hope that was interesting for that one. And of course, let's go Bills, the ones we can't pay for because of New York taxes. Nice. That's good. He says, let's go and send the bills to the peasants. Yes, correct. I like that. Yes. Mike says the Hochul admin so inept they can't run a teleprompter properly. You think that's what it is? Maybe she can't. Okay, it could be that. Yeah, it could be that. I was thinking she's screwing up, but it could be that. Yes. Adam says, I'm certainly brave and stunned. She's not stunning and brave? Yes, that's true. She is that way. I love that. All righty. I think you guys are going back and forth a lot, and that's good. I think I covered most of this. I think I can. Bronna says, and don't forget to pay your fair share, or else masked assholes with guns will come and take your house. True. You're not wrong. That's kind of is how that works. That you're not wrong. You are not wrong. So, all right, covered all those. All right, guys. Remember, here's what I'm going to ask you. If you could, once this is done, please give me what you think in your state is your number one issue. If you were governor, what would you want to fix in your state? Your number one issue in your state. If you would do me a favor, once this is over, if you would post that, comment that after the live, I would help tremendously. Please do that if you would. And of course, if you watch this and not live and you actually watch the entire 3 hours, I hope you do. 2 videos might pop up. Please grab one of them, watch them right away. I will see you all very soon.